Switchbacks back on their home turf for the third time the last 7 days and looking to continue their dominance. Tonight playing host to Real Monarchs of Salt Lake City. Hello everybody, Josh Howe alongside Roland Vargas. And Roland, what a homestand it has been for...
Board's been acted up.
Okay, that's all right. The Colorado Springs Switchbacks back on their home turf for the third time in the last 7 days and looking to continue their dominance here in this homestand. Tonight playing host to Real Monarchs of Salt Lake City. Hello everybody, Josh Howe alongside Roland Vargas. And Roland, what a homestand it has been for the Switchbacks. Last Saturday night, they knocked off Vancouver 3-0. On Wednesday night, a 3-win win over Portland. And tonight, they get a team in which they've dominated up to this point.
You're absolutely right, Josh. They've beaten the Real Monarchs from Salt Lake City 3 times already this season, twice in the USL Western Conference, once in the US Open Cup. They're going to look to continue that form in tonight's game.
Well, on Wednesday night, Miguel Gonzalez, 2 goals to lead the Switchbacks. Luke Vercolodi leads the team in scoring, but this is a balanced attack. 6 players scoring at least 2 or more goals. You don't know where it's coming from if you're Real Monarchs.
It's correct. It all starts with Aaron King, the striker. His hold-up play has been getting better and better. He's been doing really, really well. Miguel Gonzalez playing off the front striker. The Switchbacks are going to look to continue their fine form of scoring goals tonight.
Well, one of the keys coming into this, head coach Steve Tritchew for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks, motivation. How does he get his team motivated after beating a team 3 times already this season?
It's about motivation. It's about not getting complacent against this team. Luckily, I was able to get a moment with head coach Steve Tritchew before tonight's game. Coach, it's your 4th game against Real Monarchs so far this season. You've already beaten them 3 times. How do you look to keep that momentum going into tonight's game?
Well, we've been playing with confidence. They're a team we know well. They know us well, and so it's really who can take care of their ball and and take care of the mistakes. So hopefully we don't do any mistakes on our defense, because they like to possess the ball, and we'll stay compact and try and get them on the break.
You've had some very impressive results at home this season, especially recently. How do you look to continue that kind of form in tonight's game as well?
Well, the guys are focused. They want 9 points out of this week, and that was our goal this week. So far 6. So we're going to come in, play with confidence, and hopefully we'll get those other 3 points.
Coach, thank you so much. Good luck today.
Thanks.
It should be a lot of fun. Well, the starting lineups and the kickoff when we come back.
Doing what we do for a living, we have to give that extra mile, even when you think you can't. Because not only are we taking care of people, but we're taking care of ourselves. At Centura, it is a culture of health. And as a group, we've brought that to the forefront to demonstrate to patients.
See Juliana's inspiring story at CenturaConnected.org.
At Whole Foods Market, values matter. So all of the fresh beef we sell comes from cattle who've had room to roam. No antibiotics, no added hormones. Third-party rated for animal welfare, raised by people with responsible ranching practices on over 1,000 U.S. ranches, like Hearst Ranch. Because to us, value is inseparable from values. Whole Foods Market, America's healthiest grocery store.
Summer starts to sizzle on CET with the Xfinity Sports Awards Show. Then celebrate women in the military on Women Warriors. Looking to heat up the racetrack? Check out Burnout. Switchback Soccer scorches the field with live events all this month. Only on Comcast Entertainment Television. Shake off the winter cold by warming up your body with yoga. Kelly Moore will lead you through poses transforming your body and mind. Feel the sunshine on your skin as she instructs breath techniques, muscle control, and releasing tension. Living Yoga now in stunning HD, only on Comcast Entertainment Television.
Welcome back to Sand Creek Stadium. What is turning out to be a near perfect night for soccer here as the Switchbacks playing host to Real Monarchs. Right now, let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Switchbacks. Starting tonight for your Switchbacks. Number 23, Samir Bader. Number 25, Jordan Burt. Number 34, JJ Greer. Number 2, Josh Phillips. Number 30, Clay Bejarano. Number 8, Ronnie Argueta. Number 4, the captain, Luke Vercaloni. Number 21, Shintaro Harada. Number 10, Miguel Gonzalez. Number 12, Mike Seck. Number 18, Aaron King. Well, what a lineup it is tonight for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks. A great crowd on hand tonight and more filing in, rolling a perfect night for soccer, and the field as good as we've seen it in a long, long time.
Great conditions for the Switchbacks. The staff here has been working really, really hard to make sure that the recent water, especially what we had yesterday, wasn't too much of a factor. The field looks in perfect conditions, and the Switchbacks have their best lineup out tonight.
The Switchbacks come in 6-5, 18 points. They're 5th of the Western Conference. You look at the starting lineup, pick your poison.
Yeah, it's their best lineup. Miguel Gonzalez supporting Aaron King up front. Samir Bader is going to come in for David Lagoric in goal to give Samir Bader a chance to shine tonight. He did so well against the Real Monarchs of SLC last time out.
Real Monarchs, a lot of major league talent, but number 9 and Max Rohofer, he is certainly one of the guys the Switchbacks will look to mark here tonight.
He is. He's their go-to guy. He's the man that's going to hold the ball up for the Real Monarchs. Max Rohofer is a real danger man for Salt Lake City.
Fans of Switchbacks would like to honor tonight's military family. We'd like to recognize Army Specialist Christopher Frank and his wife and their children, William, Joseph, and Aaron. Specialist Frank is currently stationed at Fort Carson. We thank you for your service to our country and our community. Well, a near perfect night tonight, mostly cloudy, 69 degrees, and it's dry. A slight chance of precipitation as this night proceeds, but all in all, a gorgeous night for soccer here at Sand Creek Stadium. Your officials tonight, Adam Finney, and assisting him, Robert Bardsat, William Ayton, and Ian Nelson, the officials for tonight's match. Well, the Switchbacks, as we mentioned, going into Wednesday night, they were on the outside looking in as far as that top 6, trying to position themselves for the playoffs. Obviously, we have a lot of soccer left to be played, but that win over Portland put them in the upper half, that top 6 right now, sitting 5th with 18 points.
Very, very impressive performance by the Colorado Springs Switchbacks. Not only were they able to secure the 3 points, they were able to score 3 goals, help their goal difference out. Switchbacks are really, really on a roll here. 6 points out of the last 6 available. They're going to look to make it 9 from 9 tonight.
Well, Cancer Awareness Night, and the Switchbacks playing with that literally on their back tonight. They've got the pink jerseys, white numbers, black shorts. They'll be attacking the goal to the north, and Real Monarchs in the road white, red shorts, attacking the goal to the south. And well, as we've seen it play out here at home, that south goal has been the toughest. Of course, we talked about the field conditions. They're going to have some replacement turf in the 18 there, but all in all, the south goal, at least to this point, has been the tougher of the two, at least coming into tonight.
The Switchbacks were able to score a goal in that south goal in the last game, but it's the north goal, the one they're going to be attacking for this first half, where they've really seen a lot of their good goals and their good play, especially through Miguel Gonzalez on this left-hand side, coming so far this season.
Well, the Switchbacks and Monarchs kick it off. We are underway. Glad you could join us here on CET Sports and KRDO News Radio 105.5 FM and 1240 AM. The Switchbacks on defense here as the Monarchs send it downfield to the Switchback in. Real Monarchs now And they'll move it into the box, and Samir Bader, he had the hot hand of that U.S. Open Cup and starts off with the save.
Tested very early inside the first 30 seconds. Really, really good hands from Samir Bader. Hold that ball, no rebound for the Rail Monarchs of SLC.
Samir coming in 0-2. 2.00 goals against average, but in that U.S. Open Cup got that key win, and the reason why he is starting here tonight in place of David Agork, who has been outstanding this season for the Switchbacks. Here's the captain, Luke Vercoloni, flicks it off right side. Seth lets it go through. And now a little hesitation out of Jordan Bird. He'll drop it back to Ronnie Argueta. Argueta swings it to Shin Harada. Got his first goal on Wednesday night against Portland. Now Vercoloni moves in, shot left side and just wide of the post.
Right-footed shot, daisy cutter from Luke Vercoloni. He kept it low to the goalkeeper's right-hand side, just past the far post from Luke Vercoloni. Really, really good offensive start for the Switchbacks.
You know, Roland, before this match, I talked to assistant coach Luke Sagastumi. He said the difference Wednesday night, the midfield, again, the midfield getting it going here. The near miss.
As we can see from Luke Vercoloni there, he just pulled his shot a little bit wide. He kept it down. Really good job to keep that ball down. Unfortunately, he pushed it wide. Very, very good signs for the Switchbacks, though, with their offense clicking inside the first 2 minutes.
Eric Oswald on the goal kick. He'll hang it up near midfield. Oswald starting in the place of the ever-reliable Lalo Fernandez. And Fernandez not even on the roster here tonight.
I think he may have been called up to Major League Soccer. We don't have any confirmation on that yet. Lalo Fernandez has been in good form despite some of the losses for Real Monarchs of SLC so far this year. So we're going to see what the backup goalkeeper can bring into tonight's match.
Well, the head coach of Real Monarchs, Freddie Juarez, of course, had a playing career as a defender and now taking over the head man of Real Monarchs, Salt Lake City. His team coming into tonight 1-6-5. They have the most ties in the Western Conference at 5. And interestingly enough, the Switchbacks have yet to come up with the draw. They'll take it because they're 6-5. Well, 6 wins have them 5th place in the Western Conference. Shin Harada as the man hits the turf, and that's Alex Sunley.
Harada just leaving a little bit in there. Not too bad of a foul. A little bit late from Shintaro Harada. As we can see here on the replay, Shintaro Harada coming in with the right leg, clipping the man, bringing him down. No harm, no foul.
Well, the Switchbacks team, 125 fouls to their opponent's 86. They're a physical team, but they use it to their advantage.
They do. The Switchbacks are big, they're physical, they're tough in the center of midfield, and that's what you want from the Colorado Springs Switchbacks. We need to get some of the Colorado Springs Switchbacks need to get some of those yellow cards. I'm sorry, they don't need to get some of the yellow cards. They need to make some of those fouls to establish themselves early in the game and establish their physical presence on the field.
When you take a look at the history of these two teams, the prior 2 times they met in USL Pro Play in Salt Lake, the Switchbacks came up victorious 1-0, and then 5-2 here at Sand Creek Stadium. So there's been some close ones. That US Open Cup was a 1-goal match. So 2 of the 3 matches to this point have been by 1 goal. We'll see how it plays out here tonight. Josh Phillips at the defensive end getting back for the Switchbacks. He'll flick it back to Samir Bader with the left foot, drives it to midfield, high up in the air. And we're going to get a whistle as Miguel Gonzalez hit the turf hard, and it looks like it's going to be Real Monarch ball.
Not sure I saw a foul there against Miguel Gonzalez. Looks like Miguel Gonzalez was doing his utmost. His eyes were on the ball. He goes straight up with the ball. The defender leans over. Miguel goes over the back of him, and unfortunately the referees called the foul against Miguel Gonzalez, number 10 for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks.
So here comes Real Monarchs. This Alex Sunley flex it to the middle. Opportunity now. Phillips takes a big shot. We play on.
Good clearance from Josh Phillips. He's been magnificent so far this season for the Switchbacks.
Here's Arnaud. Played there by Clay Bejarano. Arnaud, and can't get by the end line. Is great defensive position by Clay Bejarano.
Great recovery from Clay Bejarano. Stuck out his left leg, prevented the cross from coming in across the front of Samir Bader. First corner kick for the Real Monarchs of Salt Lake City.
Well, the Monarchs +7 against their opponents in quarters this season. They've had 51 to their opponents 44. This is a team that has struggled to score goals in the opening period, just 5 to their opponents 11. They're -8 in goal differential this season. That is dead last in the Western Conference. Opportunity here in the early minutes. Lucas Baldine will take it here for Real Monarchs. We've hit the 6th minute. Flicks it in with the right foot. Headed straight up in the air. And Salt Lake will control here outside of 18. A crosser. They'll reverse field in good defensive position. by the Switchbacks.
Miguel Gonzalez with the second clearing header. It was Luke Fercoloni at the front post to clear that corner kick for the Switchbacks.
We talked about the slow start for Real Monarchs. How about the hot start for the Switchbacks? They've outscored their opponents 11-6 in the opening 45 minutes of play. J.J. Greer deflected off a Monarch, and that's going to be Switchback ball.
Neither team has really settled here. We've only played 5 minutes at Sand Creek Stadium. Both teams feeling each other out. No shots on target yet for either team. Just settling into the game opening 6 minutes.
Well, let's rewind to Wednesday night. The first goal of the match coming off the left foot of Miguel Gonzalez in the 25th minute. Hit the second goal in the 35th minute, so it took them a while to get going. But early on in that match, you could see they established the tempo of this game. Real Monarchs, a team that likes to possess the ball. We'll see how they hold up here tonight.
And you can see a difference already from the Switchbacks. They're not pressing Real Monarchs Salt Lake City as high as they were pressing the Portland Timbers too on Wednesday night, or on Saturday night, excuse me.
So a foul on the play, and a free kick coming up here for Real Monarchs. And another look is, you can see Lucas Baldin.
J.J. Greer just pulling him down there. Yeah. Free kick for the Monarchs. They're going to look to play this one to the back post. It's going to be an outswinging ball. Keep it away from the goalkeeper, Samir Bader.
So Lucas Baldin will take it for Real Monarchs. Samir Bader in goal. Baldin taps it up top of the 18 and cleared out of there by the Switchbacks. Well, defense has certainly been one of the key storylines for the Switchbacks so far, and they have been up to the task here tonight. In the 8th minute, no score between Real Monarchs and the home team, the Switchbacks of Colorado Springs, looking for 4 straight at home, or rather 5 straight at home, and that's Josh Phillips again doing what he has done all season long.
Good positioning there from Josh Phillips. Got a little bit lucky with the first header. He was able to recover and make the clearance for the Switchbacks.
Miguel Gonzalez hits the turf, no call, we play on. Here's Lennon Celestino reversing field here for Real Monarchs. They'll top it across the midline, and a little back and forth between Baldin and Celestino.
It looks as though Celestino is going to be playing a defensive holding midfield role tonight. He's going to be allowed to drop back in front of the center backs, screen for Real Monarchs, and start the attacks from a deep lying midfield position.
Arnone into switchback territory. Up it goes to Oriana. Oriana, right side of Arnone. One-on-one against Clay Bejarano. Arnone chips it back, and now Sunley. This team loves to possess. You can see it here, spreading it all over the field, and pressured by Jordan Burt, and they are way out.
The Real Monarchs have started very well inside the opening 10 minutes here tonight at Sand Creek Stadium, possessing the ball, not causing too many problems for the Switchbacks yet, but they're having quality possession inside the Switchbacks half.
Oriano circles back. Here's Arnone. To his left with the left foot, the cross into the box and headed out of there. Great position by Jordan Burt.
Well played defensively by Jordan Burt, not forgetting about his responsibility as the right back, tracking back. Good defensive clearing header.
And a captain, Luke Fercoloni, hits the turf in the circle. That's a foul. So an opportunity for the Switchbacks, and so far, possession advantage, Real Monarchs.
They've been possessing the ball just as the Switchbacks would expect them to do, but it's been possession in front of the Switchbacks. Head coach Steve Tucci won't be too bothered with with the Real Monarchs of Salt Lake City possessing the ball as long as it's in front of them and they're not making any dynamic cutting runs in behind the Switchbacks defense.
Well, Real Monarchs, one of 5 MLS owned and operated teams, of course, by Real Salt Lake in the Western Conference.
They share a stadium at Rio Tinto in Sandy, Utah, one of the nicer facilities in MLS, and of course, one of the nicest facilities in the USL.
There's Jordan Burt. Now Mike Seth. He's got room to work to his left. Chips it over to Shin Harada. Harada one-on-one to his right. Dumps it in front of the box for Colodi. Try to get free. Harada sends it through. Seth can't get a foot on it. And now they'll swing it out to Jordan Burt. Burt hesitates. Dodging with the left shoulder, now gets by the defender. Burt moves into the box. Jordan Burt right side of the box. The cross still free. And now Miguel Gonzalez, a shot off, ricochets in and a goal. Miguel Gonzalez Gonzalez,
Picking
his
up.
third goal in the last 2 games.
Picking up right where he left off, just as you said, Josh. A fantastic strike from Miguel Gonzalez. Took a bit of a deflection off a defender's leg as it went through and past the goalkeeper. This was a postage stamp goal in the top 90 of the goal here. As we see Jordan Burt with a fantastic run, plays it across. The goalkeeper gets a piece of it. It's Mike Seth coming in. The ball falls to Miguel Gonzalez. Miguel Gonzalez with the hard right-footed shot off of the defender's leg, past the goalkeeper. 1-0 Switchbacks, 10th minute.
And how about Miguel Gonzalez now, his 6th goal of the season. That ties him for the team lead with the captain, Luke Vercolotti.
Picking up right where he left off in the last game, Miguel Gonzalez. He started down the left-hand side of the field for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks, but he's been allowed a little bit of freedom to push inside, and we saw there picking up the ball right on top of the penalty spot. Fantastic anticipation by Miguel Gonzalez.
Well, the first quality possession for the Switchbacks tonight, and they get the opening goal. And this is a team now, in the last 3 games here at home, they have scored 7 goals, outscoring their opponents 7-1. It has been a tremendous run here in this homestand.
The Switchbacks have been on fire, and let us not forget that goal came on the north end. The goal that's the lucky goal for the Switchbacks so far this season, the one where they attack, and almost every attack seems to end up in the back of the net.
Real Monarchs try to answer. They'll enter the box, hit the turf, no call. And that's going to go the other way, and boy, a thing of beauty, Miguel Gonzalez.
We see Aaron King there fighting for the ball. Mike Seth pulled down. Miguel Gonzalez takes a touch to settle the ball. Comes off of number 20, right past the goalkeeper. The ball bounding off of Orozco. Nothing the goalkeeper could do.
And Roland, that touch to his right, it looked like he moved the goalkeeper, Eric Oswald, left. He had no shot at defending that goal.
No chance. As soon as it took a deflection and as soon as Miguel Gonzalez dropped his left shoulder, the ball was headed into the back of the net. There was only one place for that ball to end up, and it's 1-0 Switchbacks.
Big ball downfield opportunity again for Colorado Springs. Here's Shin Harada. Got his first goal of the season last week against Portland. The assist to Luke Vercolotti. Shin has been tremendous at the midfield for the Switchbacks. And out of net comes Eric Oswald to play it for Real Monarchs. Well, Oswald, a guy coming in 0-1-1, a 1.00 goals against average. He is not their main goalkeeper, but certainly tonight the pressure's on him, and right now he's behind the 8 ball.
He is. It's an early goal for the Switchbacks. It's a bit deflating for Real Monarchs. They were playing really, really well. They were possessing the ball. They were having quality possession moving into the Switchbacks half, so it's a killer goal to go in so early against a team that was having the majority of the possession.
And how about the run that the Switchbacks have had here at Sand Creek Stadium? They're 4-1 at home, outscoring their opponents now with that last goal 18-5.
Switchbacks have been very, very hot here at home. They scored 5 goals at home last time against this very Real Monarchs team. Very, very hot start from the Switchbacks at home.
So up to plate, Samir Bader for the Switchbacks. Drives over the right foot. Here to the Real Monarch end, headed straight up in the air by Real SLC. Miguel Gonzalez taps it up. And here's Vercolotti, circles out. He's got help on the right side. This is Jordan Burt. Burt closing in the 18 to the right side. Burt chips it back. Now Shin Harada sent in. Miguel Gonzalez flicks up with the right foot. And there is Oswald to secure.
Luke Vercolotti not called offside there. The midfielder just finding his way in the back. Hard right-footed shot. The goalkeeper out quickly to smother that.
Become a fan of the USL on Facebook for exclusive league news and interactive content. So Real Monarchs have given up their 12th goal of the opening half this season in USL Pro Play. Again, they are 0 for 3 against the Switchbacks this season. 2 in USL Pro Play, 1 in the US Open Cup. That's Mike Seth up ahead, and well, Aaron King has been dangerous this season. That ball just too far out in front.
Just a little bit too long, a little bit too much on that pass from Mike Seth. Good vision, though, to try to find the Switchback striker early. Aaron King making good runs, trying to get in behind the Real Monarchs defense early.
And Aaron King starting to hit his stride. He's scored 2 goals. He's second on the team in shots with 22 coming into tonight.
He does exactly what head coach Steve Tritchie of the Colorado Springs Switchbacks wants of his front man, wants of his lone striker. He pressures defenders. He's holding up the ball better. That's a side of his game that's improving every week. Aaron King is becoming a very, very dangerous weapon for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks.
Switchbacks on the defensive end. Now here's Shin Harada pressuring the ball. And there's Vercolotti to help. But Real Monarchs able to get it by. They'll swing it near side to Arnone. Room to work in the right side. Clay Bejarano will shade over to help out. Arnone sends it in on the cross, and there's Samir Bader punching it out with the right hand.
Strong fist from Samir Bader. Ball falls to Mike Seth, and the Switchbacks are able to reset their attack.
King bump from behind. We play on as two Switchbacks hit the turf. Seth and King quick to get up.
It's good defensive organization, excuse me, Josh, so far by the Colorado Springs Switchbacks. 2 rows of 4 across the field whenever Real Monarchs start coming forward with the ball.
There's Miguel Gonzalez. Gets by the defender. Inside of Real Monarch territory, and now a giveaway as Salt Lake comes up with it. You know, you can see it, Roland. The confidence just continues to grow and grow with this team. In a first season, you don't know how a team will react. You get the feeling, well, hey, they're on a run. It's got to end sometime. But, boy, not the case, at least to this point. They continue to play better and better, building off what they did on Wednesday night.
The Switchbacks do. It was very, very nice for them to get the opening goal, settle down some of the nerves, and really take away some of the feeling of dread that they were having going into their 4th game against this very team. There was a lot of familiarity. The Switchbacks were a little bit worried about some of their players becoming familiar to the Real Monarchs. It was great for the Switchbacks to get that early goal, settle some nerves, and really allow their players the freedom to play their game.
So Samir Bader plays it on the one hop, and it's great to see Samir getting some time. David Legoric has been outstanding. But how about Samir Bader?
Very commanding by Samir Bader. He makes his mind up early here, comes out for this cross. Great punch with his right fist. Falls right to Mike Seth.
A nice problem to have if you're head coach Steve Tritchew. 2 more than capable goalkeepers to lead this team.
Samir Bader is a quality goalkeeper. He came up in the FC Porto youth system in Portugal. He's a very, very, very quality goalkeeper for the Switchbacks. He's got a lot of talent. He uses that talent well. It's unfortunate that he's been relegated to the substitute bench recently in USL play, but he's getting his chance tonight to impress.
Samir, of course, last season played at this USL league, played with the Oklahoma City Energy, and of course, interestingly enough, that was his last USL Pro start at home, the home opener here, and a tough loss to Oklahoma City, a game that could have easily ended in a draw.
Glad to see Samir Bader in. It gives David Legoric, the starting goalkeeper recently for the Switchbacks, a bit of a chance to rest and regroup and keep his mind focused ahead of the U.S. Open Cup game at Dick's Sporting Goods Park on Tuesday night against the Colorado Rapids for the Switchbacks. So it's nice to see Samir Bader in there. And as you said, Josh, it's a great dilemma for head coach Steve Tritchew to have 2 genuine, bona fide #1 goalkeepers on hand.
And a force out there by Real Monarchs. And you mentioned it, Roland. Shin Harada really pressuring from that midfield position.
Shin Harada is pushing forward. Unfortunately, well, he wins the ball there. That's really well done by Shintaro Harada. Shin Harada, he's pushing forward. He's supporting Aaron King. He's giving Luke Vercoloni the freedom to pull out wide onto the left-hand side and push down the flank. And Shintaro Harada has been one of the most impressive players so far this season for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks.
We're in the 18th minute, 1-0. The Switchbacks out on top of Real Monarchs. That came in the 11th minute, a goal by Miguel Gonzalez. 1-0 here, our score. Fans, Nike's a proud partner of the USL. Follow at Nike Soccer on Twitter for all the latest Nike soccer information.
Excuse me, Josh, I've just got to say about Nike, the Switchbacks look fantastic tonight in this pink that they're doing for the cancer awareness tonight here at Sand Creek Stadium. They're supporting victims of all types of cancer, not just breast cancer, and the Switchbacks look fantastic in their pink Nike jerseys tonight.
And a foul. His hands up in the air is Ricardo Velasco, and boy, a name we thought we would call a lot tonight so far, the first time we've said his name, and it really starts with Ricardo Velasco. Everything runs through him in terms of scoring opportunities for Real Monarchs.
It does, and we see Jordan Burt here for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks picking up an early yellow card inside 20 minutes. Jordan Burt won't be happy with that. As we see, he just brings down, as you said, Velasco here. Velasco just a little bit too fast for him. He plays that ball past Jordan Burt. Jordan Burt had no choice but to bring the dynamic, diminutive midfielder down. Early yellow card for Jordan Burt. He's going to have to really watch his step in the remaining 70 minutes of tonight's match.
That's now 32 yellow cards for the Switchbacks this season to their opponent's 15.
It's a lot of yellow cards, but some of that has to go to the refereeing. The refereeing in USL has been very, very spotty. It's been inconsistent. We don't like to see referees giving yellow cards for the first challenge by the player. There's supposed to be a warning before the first yellow card, and unfortunately we haven't seen that happening a lot so far this season.
Free kick, they'll drop it off. Shot deflected out. Ronnie Argueta.
Fantastic defense there by Argueta. He smelled out the shot. He knew it was going to be a bit of a layoff. He comes storming forward, puts his body on the line. It's a great block from the defensive midfielder by the Colorado Springs Switchbacks.
Well, the defense has been outstanding here tonight, and boy, the play of number 8, Ronnie Argueta.
No regard for his body there, Ronnie Argueta throwing himself on the line, giving his all to block that shot. Great defense from Ronnie Argueta.
So Real Monarchs on the attack here. They'll cross it into the box, and that's headed out of there. Clay Bejarano defensively. And try to clear it is Phillips. He's bumped from behind. Ball stuck at the top of the 18. And now Mike Seth turns. Seth has got some room, but Real Monarchs able to recover. They'll possess this ball here in the switchback end in the 21st minute.
Some of the Switchbacks players there furious about a potential dive by Lucas Baldin. We'll have to see a replay on that one, but Josh Phillips was furious as Baldin hit the turf at the top of the box there, looking for a penalty kick from the referee.
Oh, good pass to the Mike Seth in traffic, and Seth hits the turf. That is going to be a foul for sure. Is it a card?
It will be. That's going to be a yellow card for the captain for Real Monarchs of Salt Lake City.
And a yellow card, so 2 yellow cards issued here tonight. The first against Real Monarchs.
That yellow card there going to the aforementioned Lucas Baldin, I believe, moments after he was begging for a yellow card and a penalty of his own. Yeah, just a little bit late. He catches Mike Seth with his left foot, catches Seth on the top of the foot. Mike Seth is going to be okay to continue the game. Bit of a late challenge, and both teams now having 1 caution.
So Josh Phillips, Shin Harada there at midfield of the free kick. Shin will drop it off far side, little pinball back, and now Phillips near side, and that's taken away. Miscue by the Switchbacks, and an opportunity here for Maicon Oriana. Oriana hits the turf from behind Bejarano. No call, we play on. Shin Harada quickly the other way on the counter for the Switchbacks. He's got Burt far side. You know, this Switchbacks team had a burst on Wednesday night. They look to be just a step slower here tonight, still playing tremendous soccer.
They do. As you said, they've had a very, very difficult stretch of games, a lot of games in very, very few days. So the Switchbacks' legs are going to be getting a little bit tired.
Clay Bejarano on the defensive end, getting after it.
Good sportsmanship by Bejarano to help his opponent up there after that play. Ronnie Argueta on the cover as always. Argueta playing just in front of J.J. Greer and Josh Phillips as the defensive midfielder once again for the Switchbacks.
Well, we've talked about the 3rd match here in 7 days for the Switchbacks, but obviously they want to get by Real Monarchs tonight, but they've got the big one looming on Wednesday night up at Dick's Sporting Goods Park as Clay Bejarano spins it around to the Real Monarch in, and that's sent out, and Real Monarchs will control the quick throw in and take it away. Here comes Miguel Gonzalez, tapped up to King. He can't control, and they'll settle it back to Real Monarchs. Lennon Celestino to Arnone. Boy, this is a team that does not veer from the script.
They play exactly like their big brother, their counterpart, the Salt Lake City. They pass the ball around. They control the ball. The Real Monarchs, they're very, very diligent in possession. They don't like to give the ball away cheaply, but a lot of their possession, they're very happy to have possession, as we can see here among their defenders. Pass the ball around, keep the ball safe. Going long here is very against the Real Salt Lake way. And they're, like I said, the Real Salt Lake gives this template to the minor league team, the USL team, and they really, really play just like their big brothers.
Aaron King pressuring the ball on Emilio Orozco and nearly came up with a turnover. That's certainly been a theme here early on, pressing that defensive end of Real Monarchs.
We could see the high press there again from number 21 for the Switchback, Shintaro Harada.
So drop back to Celestino. He'll reverse field the cross here to our zone. Arnone back the other way, and Real Monarchs just taking their time here. The 24th minute again, 1-0 our score. The Switchbacks out in front. The goal coming in the 11th minute from Miguel Gonzalez. Switchbacks scoring their 7th goal here in this 3-game homestand, outscoring their opponents 7-1 to this point.
Switchbacks have had a very dynamic offense during this homestand, but they've also had very, very competent defense, only giving up 1 goal, that goal coming late against the Portland Timbers too. And the Switchbacks have been very, very good at keeping the defense tight, keeping the center backs tight. J.J. Greer and Josh Phillips, it's been an impressive defensive display by the Switchbacks so far this homestand.
Now the Switchbacks now +9 in goal differential this season. That is tops of the Western Conference. They've had some huge scoring outbursts this season and some heartbreaking defeats. Games that could have easily ended up in draws.
That was unlucky there for Clay Bejarano. It's been very fantastic down the left-hand side of the field for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks so far this season. Trying to play the ball with his right foot, which he's equally adept at, using his left or his right foot. Trying to play it with the outside of his right foot to find Aaron King just a little bit too much on that pass.
Arnone dumps it back, and he'll go to work with Orozco. Sends it there to the switchback in, headed out to the circle. Shin Harada closes in, not able to get there. Now Arnone, room to work on the right side. He'll close in on Clay Bejarano. Arnone, the cross, gets to the left side of the box. Bodied there. Good play to hold it in by Velasco. And now Velasco going one-on-one on Jordan Burt. On the end line, flips it up in the box. It'll go through the end line. Solid defensive position by the defender, Jordan Burt.
It was Orozco, very, very dynamic player. A lot of things come forward through the Real Monarchs for Orozco.
So the first Heineken quarter kick of the night here for Real Monarchs. Their second quarter of the opening half. It comes at a 26th minute. Real Monarchs trailing 1-0 here against the Switchbacks. Colorado Springs continuing their dominance against Salt Lake here this season. They're 3-0 against the Monarchs. Headed over the crossbar, actually through the box. It'll go through the end line, and the Switchbacks control.
No danger for Samir Bader there. Flicked on header at the near post by the Real Monarchs. Goes long, goes out of bounds. Goal kick for Samir Bader and the Colorado Springs Switchbacks, who will look to reset as the Real Monarchs have started to have more of the possession in the last 5 minutes.
So we take into the 27th minute of this one. Samir Bader sets it up on the right side of the goal box. Drives it with the right foot. A strong kick. Well across midfield. 3/4 of the way down the field. Headed up is Vercoloni and chipped back by Real Monarchs. Defensively, big burst there by the Switchbacks, and they'll dump it back to Samir Bader, and he'll set things up.
Max Rohofer looking for the free kick there with J.J. Greer coming over his back. No call by the official. Strong defensive header there by J.J. Greer.
Long ball downfield, headed up, and looking for Aaron King, but ball just too far out in front.
Very good win there by Mike Seth in the air for the Switchbacks.
Now the corner kick, and Samir Bader up for the task again. Switchbacks forcing Real Monarchs wide on that corner opportunity. So Real Monarchs with possession here, trailing 1-0 in the 28th minute. They'll attack it, a switch back in, up ahead, and try to break loose. Downfield is Maicon Oriana. Fans, remember, if you visited the new USLsoccer.com website, you can get the latest news, live stats, and check out the new social media hub. It's on USLsoccer.com. Downfield opportunity. King double up there. Gets by Mike Seth. And now they'll drop back to Real Monarchs. And well, this is very much what we saw the first few matches between these two teams. A possession game played by Real Monarchs. Not a whole lot of pressure, but they've held the ball for quite some time in this opening half.
They have. That was a very nice defensive press there by Miguel Gonzalez, closing down their defender, forcing the Real Monarchs of Salt Lake City into a throw-in deep in their half.
Bejarano bumping it back. Real Monarchs controlled, trying to get by Josh Phillips, and not going to be able to do it. Boy, very rarely do you see Josh Phillips out of position.
Josh Phillips, he needs to work on his ball distribution, but that's about it from the young man. Commanding in the air, good positioning, and a great partnership so far with J.J. Greer, his central defensive partner.
Real Monarchs will control the throw it across midfield, and nobody home as Samir Bader out of the penalty box to play it here for the Switchbacks. Ball right side, and that's played by McGovern of Real Monarchs. And a throw in here coming up for the Switchbacks deep in the Real Monarch end.
Jordan Burt will push forward, take this throw in for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks. They push both of their central defenders over the halfway line. They're going to look to try to pin the Real Monarchs deep into their half here, try to get a shot on the Real Monarchs of Salt Lake City goal.
The man of the match will in turn.
So the Switchbacks will throw it in. You can see a good shot of the fans here. Great turnout for the second consecutive match here for the Switchbacks. Nice crowd on Wednesday, and tonight it's filling up. We got the cancer awareness. Thunder sticks in a crowd. Shot from way out to goal. Shintaro Harada, the bomb to put the Switchbacks up 2-0.
A world-class strike from Shintaro Harada as he goes across to celebrate with his teammates as the fog machines are in full effect. Wonderfully taken strike, fires past the goalkeeper, who was able to get a bit of a touch on it as it flew into his top corner. No chance for the goalkeeper once it was past him. Great strike from Shintaro Harada as he settles the ball, keeps his foot over it, left-handed strike. The goalkeeper was able to get his hand to that ball, but no chance. Shintaro Harada with the goal. 2-0 Switchbacks right before the 30th minute.
Back-to-back games now. Shintaro Harada has scored a goal. This, no doubt, is most impressive. Now 7 players with at least 2 or more goals for the Switchbacks. They lead it 2-0 here in the 31st minute.
What a magnificent strike by Shintaro Harada. He's been playing well. His endeavor is never in question. He's been pushing forward. He's been doing the dirty work defensively. And what a great strike from the young man to find the back of the net. 2-0 Colorado Springs Switchbacks on the back of Shintaro Harada from Japan. What a great goal.
And Roland, that was a bang goal. He got that shot off in a hurry.
He did. A quick touch with his right and a blast with his left. Fantastic finish.
Out of the box now. Josh Phillips back, and Real Monarchs a near opportunity, but Samir Bader out there to challenge to force that over the crossbar.
A great response by the Real Monarchs from Salt Lake City. Josh Phillips was struggling a little bit defensively. Samir Bader came out, helped out his central defensive friend here, as we see Samir Bader coming out, making the save with his knees after a very strong response from Real Monarchs after having gone 2 goals down. They come all the way back up the field. They've got a corner kick now.
The Heineken corner kick. 3rd corner kick of the night here for Real Monarchs. In a hole down 2-0. They'll bend it in with the right foot, and Josh Phillips is there to head it out of the box. They'll set it in again, will Real Monarchs, and again, it's cleared out by the Switchbacks.
This time by Ronnie Argueta. Good clearance as we see here. Shintaro Harada taking the ball down with his right foot. He sets it, smashes it with his left. The ball is curling, it's dipping, it's knuckling, and past the goalkeeper before he's got a chance to react. He does make the sticks out his hand to get a little bit of a touch on it, but there's just no chance for the goalkeeper. Even if he got more of a hand on it, there was just too much power on that shot from Shintaro Harada.
A great ball movement of the box here for Real Monarchs. The cross headed up, and it'll shoot back. Miguel Gonzalez now working one-on-one, dumps it back to Clay Bejarano. And a win for Real Monarchs. They'll move it into the left side into the box now. Just outside of the box, we got a foul. And this will go against the Switchbacks and Ronnie Argueta.
Argueta bringing down Ricardo Velasco there, the danger man from the Real Monarchs of Salt Lake City. As we see here on the replay, Clay Bejarano getting a little bit loose with his clearance. The team from Salt Lake City were able to recycle the ball, and we see Ronnie Argueta coming over here, taking out Velasco, and it's a very dangerous position for the Real Monarchs from Salt Lake City, just about a yard outside the 18-yard box of the Colorado Springs Switchbacks.
Well, Velasco, one of the spark plugs to this offensive attack here for Real Monarchs. A chance here to tie or to cut it to 1 in the 33rd minute. He'll set it up just outside the box. Ricardo Velasco with the right foot deflected up, and the wall holds for the Switchbacks as Harada clears it.
Velasco asking for a handball there, but it was a very strong wall by the Switchbacks. They stayed strong, they stayed big. I'm not sure exactly who made the clearance. It was a good wall by the Switchbacks, and they were able to get that ball out of the danger zone.
Try to reverse field. Look at Jordan Burke closing in. That one will be sent back across the midline, and boy, the defense certainly up to the task here tonight, and it helps when you have 2 goals in hand, a 2-goal cushion, thanks to the 11th minute goal by Miguel Gonzalez, and then Shin Harada, a thing of beauty in the 30th minute to put the Switchbacks up 2-0.
Crowd here at Sand Creek Stadium still buzzing from that strike from Shintaro Harada. What a magnificent goal by the man.
They have now scored 8 goals, outscoring their opponents 8-1 in the last 2+ matches.
That was a handball there by Shintaro Harada. He reaches both hands up in the goal. That should have been possibly a red card. Definitely a penalty kick for the Real Monarchs of Salt Lake City. You can see why they had a case and why they were pleading to the referee. Shintaro Harada there blocking the ball with both hands, missed by the referee. Should have been at least a penalty. Should have been a penalty kick for sure, and at least a yellow card on Shintaro Harada.
Well, the Switchbacks' opponents are 0 for 2 in penalty kicks this season. Switchbacks have certainly capitalized on their opportunities, a perfect 3 for 3, but as you mentioned, Roland, the Switchbacks getting a big break there here as we tick towards the latter part of the opening half. 2-0 our score. We're in the 35th minute.
As you said, big break for the Switchbacks on the no call and the penalty kick, and a great replay by the men in the truck here on our broadcast.
Now the crew in the truck and behind the cameras, as always, doing an outstanding job here tonight. Luke Vercoloni drops it back to Clay Bejarano. And now Phillips with the left foot skies it across midfield, and this will bounce out. Well, these two teams have seen each other now for the 4th time this season, 3 in USL Pro play. And they better take a hard look tonight, because they won't see each other until late in the summer.
August 26th, Wednesday the 26th, the Colorado Springs Switchbacks will visit Rio Tinto Stadium to play the Real Monarchs for their final game. And what the USL tried to do this year after splitting into an Eastern and Western Conference was to try to create geographical rivalry. So what they did, the USL, was to bring the Switchbacks and the Real Monarchs of SLC against each other for 4 games in the league, as opposed to the traditional 2 that the Switchbacks will play against all the other teams in the Western Conference. They also have 4 games against the Austin Aztecs, trying to create a bit of a local rivalry, just similar to the rivalry between the Colorado Rapids and the Real Salt Lake in Major League Soccer, the Rocky Mountain rivalry.
Miguel Gonzalez reverses direction, drops it back. That ball pinballs around it. There's Jordan Burt hustling. Players hit the turf, and it goes out. It will be switchback ball. Jordan Burt here on the play-in.
Will be a free kick, I believe, for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks, which Shintaro Harada will come over to take. As the Switchbacks bring Josh Phillips and J.J. Greer, their defensive back pairing up. Jordan Burt screens the ball well there, turns his back to the defender. The defender comes through him, and it will be Shintaro Harada to take this ball. And watch out for J.J. Greer and Josh Phillips with the Colorado Springs Switchbacks. Both central defenders have made their way up, and they're going to look to attack the penalty spot as Shintaro Harada whips this ball in with his right foot.
Fresh off his 2nd goal of the season, Shin Harada on a free kick with a right-footed strike, sends it high up in the box. Backside, Mike Seth heads it up and over the crossbar.
Good win by Mike Seth. Just couldn't do enough with that as the ball floated over the goalkeeper's crossbar. Really, really good win by Mike Seth. Just couldn't keep the ball down on the header.
Now, it is great to see a guy like Shin Harada. The game is starting to come to him. Obviously, he's played a lot of soccer all around the world. He, Luke Vercoloni, they don't let the game come to them, and certainly not only are they contributing with their leadership, but Shin now in the scoring as we get another foul on the field of play.
It was J.J. Greer there, just getting a little bit too handsy with the striker from Real Monarchs, pulling him back as he tried to get past J.J. Greer.
Follow at USL on Twitter to become a league insider, join club conversations, and have a chance at exclusive getaways. Off the free kick, Real Monarchs go to work on a switch back end, down 2-0 here in the 38th minute. Sand Creek Stadium. Glad you could join us on CET Sports and KRDO News ready on 105.5 FM at 12:40 a.m. Josh Howe and Roland Vargas bringing you all the action. And what a night here. Great start on this Saturday night in Colorado Springs. A fantastic crowd witnessing another offensive explosion by the home team.
Great crowd, lots of pink in the crowd to support the Cancer Awareness Night tonight. We've got the pink thunder sticks at Sand Creek Stadium making a lot of noise in the background, supporting the Colorado Springs Switchbacks, who are decked out in their pink Nike shirts tonight. And
great to see the local soccer community out supporting professional soccer here in Colorado Springs. Big drive with the right foot by Samir Bader. 3/4 of the way down the field. Gonzalez not able to win that ball, but Luke Vercoloni skying high in the air. Miguel Gonzalez has it, taps it back to Clay Bejarano. Here we go over the Switchbacks. Far side Argueta over to Jordan Burt. Room to work now for the Switchbacks. Shin Harada moves in, flicks it up, top of the box. King back to Seth. Good shot left side, and it's wide to the post.
First time shot by Mike Seth there with his stronger right foot. Snatched at it on the half volley. Ball goes just past the goal, just as Luke Vercoloni's shot did, just to the right-hand post of the Real Monarchs goalkeeper Oswald. Unlucky for Mike Seth on the first time shot as he drives it right across the face of goal. And Oswald, pretty good position that time for the Monarchs. He has been peppered to this point, giving up a couple of goals in a hole. Down 2-0. As Oswald sends it across midfield for the Monarchs. And Josh Phillips again winning that ball with a header across midfield. Commanding win by Josh Phillips, as we've said many times so far this season. And Jordan Burt, ball rolls right down to midfield stripe. Burt gets by the defender quickly now on the throw-in. Burt, and now they're going to say no, it's Real Monarch ball. That's incensed head coach Steve Tirchut. That ball went out right in front of the Switchbacks head coach. Unfortunate for the Switchbacks to not get the call there.
So Real Monarchs will throw it in. And remember, this is a Switchback team, again, playing for the third time in 7 days. It's a warm night, and they still appear to have plenty left in the tank.
We can already see here in the booth the Real Monarchs of Salt Lake City starting to get frustrated, starting to forget the Salt Lake City way of playing soccer and possessing the ball. They're starting to look earlier, starting to look over the top with long balls from the defenders, trying to find their strikers. They're a little bit frustrated, and they're a little bit disappointed to be down 2-0 already.
And obviously the altitude not going to factor in like it did against Portland. We're here at 6,500 feet or plus that. Here on the eastern side of Colorado Springs on a perfect Saturday night. Shin Harada will press. And that ball nearly taken away by Luke Bercoloni on the tackle. Real Monarchs send it to midfield. Pulled in with the left foot. And here comes Salt Lake on a run. Seth taken away with the left foot.
Good defensive tracking back there by Mike Seth. He's primarily a forward, an offensive midfield player who likes to play on the right wing. Really, really good tracking back there, covering defensively by Mike Seth.
And Real Monarchs just difficulty getting any kind of offense going as Oriano trying to get by the defender in the corner, not able to do it, goes through the end line. And a goal kick coming up here for Samir Bader. All USL regular season and playoff games are available live and free and in HD on YouTube. Connect with the USL YouTube channel today.
Samir Bader's got a hugely impressive goal kick on him here as he easily makes it 3/4 of the way down the field for the Switchbacks every time he takes a goal kick. That's a weapon that Devil Agoric does not possess. Devil Agoric very comfortable with his feet, very comfortable throwing the ball out as well. But Samir Bader, as we can see here, really stretches the field for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks.
Miguel Gonzalez, little give and go, and Gonzalez not able to get to that pass in time as that ball bounces down the far side. Here's Vercoloni now. Luke drops it back to Shin Harada. Over to the near side, and Clay Bejarano lots of room to work here for number 30. And Clay will drop it back to Argueta. Argueta circles back, and nice possession here for the Switchbacks. He'll dump it back to Samir Bader as he surveys the field here in the 42nd minute. Shouldn't be a whole lot of extra time coming up at the end of this opening half. Opportunity, King doubled up, has it taken away by Real Monarchs. Now Bejarano closes in, and that ball funnels right to the keeper, Samir Bader, and a whistle at midfield.
Colorado Springs Switchbacks have moved Miguel Gonzalez around. He's found a little bit more freedom, popping up just behind Aaron King in the center of the field. He's coming back to his more traditional left wing role now, but he was just, as we saw for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks, on the right-hand side of their attack. A lot of freedom given to Miguel Gonzalez given his recent hat-trick performance. Or his recent, two-goal performance.
So on the free kick, they'll drop it off to Arnone near side. Tyler Arnone into the box, headed out of there. Now Clay Bejarano with the right foot, and just overshot his intended target in Luke Vercoloni. As Jordan Burt heads it out of the box for the Switchbacks, they'll counter. Mike Seth, a couple of hop steps, try to get to Aaron King, and that ball too far out in front, but King pressuring.
Good defensive pressure there by Aaron King, leading the line as the striker, giving a lot of confidence to his teammates as he defends and tracks down the ball, as we can see him doing that again here for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks.
You called it, Roland. The midfielders, the forwards for the Switchbacks really pressuring up high here tonight.
They're working very hard. A lot of endeavor for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks, a lot of technical awareness for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks, and a lot of hard work for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks so far inside the first half defensively, keeping Real Monarchs with possession, but keeping that ball in front of them, not allowing their opponents to get in behind.
Bercoloni, and opportunity for Real Monarchs into the box, and Josh Phillips again. There was a little bit of daylight for Real Monarchs, and Josh Phillips out of nowhere comes sliding in to send it out.
Real Monarchs making me look like a bit of a fool as they get in behind the Colorado Springs Switchbacks defense right after I said that they hadn't been able to do that so far in the first half. But Josh Phillips once again coming across the center back and making a clearance for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks, leading to a corner kick here for the Real Monarchs, a Heineken corner kick. So
the third Heineken corner kick of this opening half. The fourth corner kick here for Real Monarchs still has resulted in nothing. 2-0 our score. Switchbacks out in front. We're the 45th minute. They'll tap it in, quarter of the 18, driving it in on the cross, and that's headed out by J.J. Greer.
Fantastic defensive anticipation by J.J. Greer. Didn't fall asleep. It was a training ground routine by the Real Monarchs. A quick ball to the top of the 18-yard box, a diagonal ball to the back post, but J.J. Greer staying alive, staying alert, and clearing it out for another corner kick for the Real Monarchs of SLC.
We tick towards the end of the opening half. So the fifth corner kick coming up for Real Monarchs. And it looks like we're going to have 2 minutes of extra time here in this first half. Lucas Baldin to take it here. The right-footed strike. He'll drive it into the box. A low ball. Skips. Rolls through the end line. And it will be another corner kick. So the sixth corner kick here for Real Monarchs. Baldin to take it again. We're in the extra time. 2 minutes of extra time here in this half. Lucas Baldin sets it up. A little bit of lob on it with the right foot, and it's headed out of there. And now a whistle. And are we going to get a penalty in the box? I think they're going to get J.J. Greer talking to the official, so is Luke Vercoloni. It's like a foul in the box. We'll wait and see for the official word.
It appears as though the referee is calling for a penalty kick here, as we see on the replay. Josh Phillips with the clearance.
Well, I didn't see anything there, perhaps from another angle. But
there was a Real Monarchs player lying prone on the ground who was appealing as though he was pushed over, but we cannot see on the replay there what exactly is going on. As Max Rohofer, the big man from Uruguay, will step forward, take the penalty kick here deep into stoppage time on a very controversial call that has infuriated Steve Tritchu and Wolde Harris on the Colorado Springs Switchback sideline.
So Max Rohofer on the penalty kick. He leads the team in scoring with 5 goals. A chance to cut the lead in half here in extra time of the opening half. Rohofer.
Samir Bader's, Josh, is a penalty kick specialist here with the Colorado Springs Switchbacks in goal, making himself big.
Here's Rohofer. Approaches the ball with a right foot, shot and a goal. Max Rohofer has cut this lead in half, but no, wave it off. The official says it's not going to count.
We're going to do it all over again. I think some of the players came a little bit early from the 18-yard box. Referee calling encroachment. He's going to make the big man from Maldonado, Uruguay, take this penalty kick again. Max Rohofer, second time. Let's see how strong his nerves are as he's forced to take this penalty kick for the second time. The first time he went straight down the goal for Samir Bader, against Samir Bader. Will Bader change which direction he dives tonight?
Real 3 for 3 in penalty kicks this season. Here's Rohofer. Approaches the ball, strikes it right corner and in. And this lead is cut in half, 2-1 here at extra time in the opening half. Max Rohofer buries his 6th goal of the season. It's 2-1.
A perfect penalty kick there by Max Rohofer for Real Monarchs of Salt Lake City. Nothing the goalkeeper could do, even if he had guessed correctly and gone to his left-hand side there for Samir Bader. That was a postage stamp finish right in the upper 90. Nothing the goalkeeper could do. Fantastic penalty kick by Real Monarchs and Max Rohofer, but we still don't know exactly what the referee called that penalty kick for.
So you can see Rohofer, and they're now 4 for 4. Real Monarchs on penalty kicks, this the 4th, and put it right where he wanted it.
Brilliant penalty kick by Max Rohofer as the referee blows for halftime here at Sand Creek Stadium.
Well, what a half. 3 goals scored, but it's the Switchbacks with the advantage. They leave it 2-1. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll get you ready for the second half. Take a look at the last 45 minutes of play. The Switchbacks out on top, 2-1.
At Kaiser Permanente, everything you need is under one roof.
Awesome. You did all right.
Another way care and coverage together makes life easier. Okay, a little easier. Become a member of Kaiser Permanente, because together we thrive.
Women are proving through history that they're a valuable asset on and off the battlefield. Discover this amazing documentary as it chronicles women in the military. A Vision of Valor. Women Warriors, all this month on Comcast Entertainment Television. See the second Xfinity Sports Awards show on CET or VOD as we commemorate some of the best athletes, teams, performances, and coaches from this past season. Keynote speaker Rod Smith gives valuable advice to students on attitude, gratitude, and perseverance. Go to CET Xfinity Sports Report, then click on Sports Awards. Catch the Colorado Switchbacks FC this month against Vancouver, Portland, Real Monarchs SLC, and the Orange County Blues. The Colorado Switchbacks only on CET.
Looking for something to do in Colorado? You're in luck with Out West. Out West takes you up and down the state finding interesting things to do with the family or a friend. Check out Out West every Tuesday at 9 p.m. only on Comcast Entertainment Television.
Switchbacks on the attack. Shot right side to goal!
Be a part of the action at Sand Creek Stadium as your Colorado Springs Switchbacks take on teams like the Sounders 2, the Galaxy 2, and the Timbers 2.
Ball and opportunity is shot to goal on the other end!
The inaugural season continues June 24th against the Orange County Blues. Join the excitement. Join the climb at switchbacksfc.com.
Back here at Sand Creek Stadium, what a half of soccer. 3 goals scored, 2 for the Switchbacks. The Monarchs, a late goal to cut the lead in half, 2-1 our score. Josh Howe back here in the booth alongside Roland Vargas. And Roland, an entertaining opening half. It was total domination, or at least total control for most of that opening half. Goals by Miguel Gonzalez and then Shin Harada from way out. But a penalty late in the first half, and boy, it suddenly has changed the momentum going into the locker room.
It has. It sucked the life out of the crowd here at Sand Creek Stadium. A devastating time to give up a goal deep in stoppage time on the penalty kick for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks to concede that. That's a real heartbreaker, but they're going to look to regroup during the half. Head coach Steve Tritchie is going to have some pointed words toward the referee, I'm sure, and some pointed words toward his team. They're going to try to come out here in the second half and really attack Real Monarchs of Salt Lake City.
Well, as we mentioned throughout the broadcast, this is the 4th time these two teams have seen each other. Really no surprises to this point.
No, they're very familiar with one another. We can see the players arguing with one another. They've obviously built up a bit of a rapport, or lack thereof, in the first 3 games. But the game has been played in a clean fashion. Only 2 yellow cards so far. An unlucky penalty to give away for the Switchbacks like we talked about. But 2-1 lead for the Switchbacks. They'll be happy with that.
Well, let's take a look at some of the numbers from the opening 45 minutes of play here at Sand Creek Stadium. As you can see, the Switchbacks out on top, 2-1. Shots pretty much neck and neck, as well as shots on goal. All in all, a pretty evenly matched opening half.
No surprise, the time of possession favoring the Real Monarchs of Salt Lake City there. That's the mandate that's come down from MLS. They possess the ball. They've been keeping the ball in front of the Colorado Springs Switchbacks, not causing the Switchbacks too many problems, or causing Samir Bader, the goalkeeper tonight for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks, to make any saves. Up until the penalty kick, they weren't really putting a lot of pressure on the Colorado Springs Switchbacks goal, possessing the ball, but possessing it in good areas. The Colorado Springs Switchbacks will be happy with those statistics.
Well, we'll see how the numbers shake out here in the second half, but before we do that, we've got some highlights to show you. We'll take a break, and when we come back, the goals from the opening half. 2-1 Switchbacks here at the break.
At Whole Foods Market, values matter. So the fresh fruits and vegetables we sell support organic and sustainable farming, grown locally on over 1,000 U.S. farms, and globally with our ethical trade program. Rated for sustainability and grown by people with responsible farming practices, like Staley Farms Organics. Because to us, value is inseparable from values. Whole Foods Market, America's healthiest grocery store.
Discover real people finding self-reflection, dreams of superpowers, and the strength and courage of Batman. Tragedies become superpowers that each superhero can overcome. What would Batman do? Stand and fight. Legend of the Night, only on CET.
At Kaiser Permanente, everything you need is under one roof.
Awesome. We did all right.
Another way care and coverage together makes life easier. Okay, a little easier. Become a member of Kaiser Permanente because together we thrive.
Women are proving through history that they're a valuable asset on and off the battlefield. Discover this amazing documentary as it chronicles women in the military. A Vision of Valor. Women Warriors, all this month on Comcast Entertainment Television.
This is a message from your inner athlete. Registration is now open for Colorado's largest sports festival, the 2015 Rocky Mountain State Games. Competition takes place July 17th through the 19th and July 24th through the 26th. Choose from over 40 sports. All ages and skill levels can compete. Register now at RockyMountainStateGames.org or call for more information. Come out and compete, win a medal, and join the excitement at the 2015 Rocky Mountain State Games.
Shake off the winter cold by warming up your body with yoga. Kelly Moore will lead you through poses transforming your body and mind. Feel the sunshine on your skin as she instructs breath techniques, muscle control, and releasing tension. Living Yoga now in stunning HD, only on Comcast Entertainment Television.
Back here at the half, the Switchbacks leading Real Monarchs SLC 2-1 our score. Back inside the booth, Josh Howe, Roland Vargas, and Roland, some spectacular play of the first half. 2 goals for the Switchbacks, and again, for the second straight match, it's Miguel Gonzalez getting it started. Last Wednesday night against Portland, scored the 25th minute. Tonight, in the 11th minute, and it was a beauty.
Miguel Gonzalez has been fantastic as we see the great endeavor by Jordan Burt. Goalkeeper gets a bit of a hand on it. Mike Seth comes in. The ball falls perfectly to Miguel Gonzalez, who's in an unbelievably good position. Takes a touch with his right foot, blasts it. Bit of a deflection off the defender. Nothing the goalkeeper could do. Off the defender, Orozco. 1-0 Colorado Springs Switchbacks.
And Miguel Gonzalez now tied for the team lead in goals with 6, tied with Luke Bercoloni. Well, it wasn't just Miguel Gonzalez. Shin Harada Wednesday night got his first goal, and he's kept it going, this time from way out.
Shintaro Harada with a blast with the right foot, a blast from the pass, as it were, with the left foot, takes a couple of touches off his right foot, sets it up, keeps his knee over the ball, keeps his head over the ball, posted stamp goal. Bit of a courtesy dive from Oswald. He did get a fingertip to it, but there was nothing he could do. Too much power, too much swerve, too much dynamism on that shot there by Shintaro Harada. Wonderful 2-0 lead for the Switchbacks.
Well, we played 45 minutes in the first half. We thought, you know what, 2 minutes of extra time. The Switchbacks looking good to go in the locker room with the shutout intact, but not so fast. A penalty in the box, and this was a little bit of a gray area and not a clear-cut foul.
We believe that Ronnie Argueta may have pushed a Real Monarchs player down. Not exactly sure on the replay. Bit difficult to see. The referee didn't give much of an explanation as we see the player hitting the floor there in front of Ronnie Argueta. And we see Max Rohofer, the young man from Uruguay, their star man. He had to take this penalty kick twice. In fact, the referee called it back the first time. Makes no mistake about the first penalty kick, even less of a mistake about the second one. Buries it past Samir Bader, who's a bit of a penalty specialist himself. The Real Monarchs of SLC able to get a late goal. Bit devastating for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks to give up a goal so late in the half, 2-1 at the halftime.
And Rohofer with the team leading 6 goals for Real Monarchs. They're now 4 for 4 on penalty kicks. So we got a good one heading into the second half. 2-1 our score. Roll, when you take a look at adjustments by both coaches, what different looks are we going to see, do you think, in the second half?
I think the Colorado Springs Switchbacks have been playing very well. Aaron King looks a little bit tired already at the halftime. We may see striker Marty Mabin come in for Aaron King, possibly around the 55th, 60th minute, maybe about 10 or 15 minutes earlier than Marty Mabin usually comes in. As for Real Monarchs of Salt Lake, they're going to try to press the Switchbacks a little bit higher, try to tie the game early in the second half.
Well, Real Monarchs trying to climb out of the cellar. A good team. Their record may not reflect that 1-6-5 coming in, but 5 ties, number 1 of the Western Conference. They've played a lot of close matches. We'll see how it finishes here tonight. It is a close one to this point. A 1-goal game. We'll step aside. Be back for the second half right after this.
Doing what we do for a living, we have to give that extra mile, even when you think you can't. Because not only are we taking care of people, but we're taking care of ourselves. At Centura, it is a culture of health. And as a group, we've brought that to the forefront to demonstrate to patients.
See Juliana's inspiring story at CenturaConnected.org.
Speed, action, competition, dominance, victory. Inline speed skating only on CET. Get out on the pitch with the Colorado Springs Switchbacks. Join the team all season long as they take on the best the USL has to offer. The Colorado Springs Switchbacks, right here on Comcast Entertainment Television. Summer starts to sizzle on CET with the Xfinity Sports Awards show. Then celebrate women in the military on Women Warriors. Looking to heat up the racetrack? Check out Burnout. Switchback Soccer scorches the field with live events all this month. Only on Comcast Entertainment Television. Women are proving through history that they're a valuable asset on and off the battlefield. Discover this amazing documentary as it chronicles women in the military. A Vision of Valor. Women Warriors, all this month on Comcast Entertainment Television. Discover real people finding self-reflection, dreams of superpowers, and the strength and courage of Batman. Tragedies become superpowers that each superhero can overcome. What would Batman do? Stand and fight. Legend of the Night, only on CET.
2-1 our score as we get ready to start the second half of action. The Switchbacks leading Real Monarchs SLC. The Switchbacks scoring goals in the 11th minute and 30th minute, but a penalty kick by Max Brohofer in extra time at the end of the first half is cut this lead in half. You can see the Switchbacks in a pink jersey on Cancer Awareness Night. They'll be attacking the goal to the south there to the Sand Creek Stadium here in the second half, and the Real Monarchs SLC attacking to the north.
Great confidence boost for the Real Monarchs of Salt Lake City right before the halftime to be able to snatch that goal. The jaws of the halftime. The Colorado Springs Switchbacks are going to look to start this game with a little bit of possession, try to match the possession of the Real Monarchs from Salt Lake City, try to take a little bit of sting out of the Real Monarchs, who are going to be the hotter team starting the second half with that confidence boost of the late goal.
So Samir Bader in goal for the Switchbacks. You can see Samir getting a shot of water here. It's been a warm night, but not overly too muggy, too humid for Colorado, that is. We've had a ton of rain here in recent weeks, but boy, today it's been nearly perfect. Field is dried out for the most part. And you can see the official
fixing the net there, getting everything up to code before the start of the second half.
So we are back to live action. Start of the second half here at Sand Creek Stadium as the fog clearing. They got the fog machines out here on a Saturday night. Fans loving that. A nice turnout here for the second consecutive game here.
Fans, please don't read into anything with all this smoke on the field. We know it's the state of Colorado, but we swear this is from a fog machine here at Sand Creek Stadium.
Especially with the run we've had the last couple of years. And this ball is going to be Real Monarch ball here on the throw-in. So they'll play it as Riley McGovern looking for help. And now Riley gets it in. Pressuring there is Jordan Burt. Now flick back, and boy, good position to send it out as Switchbacks and Josh Phillips.
Good covering there by Mike Seth. Mike Seth, the midfielder, slash forward, working back to support Jordan Burt down the right-hand side with the Switchbacks.
McGovern to throw it in again, and there's Burt, gets right by him, and Argueta just lets it go through the end line. Kind of a stagnant start to this second half, and Samir Bader will play it in here on a goal kick for the Switchbacks. Samir getting his third start of the season, or rather fourth start, third in USL Pro play. He started the US Open Cup against this Real Monarch team, got the shutout victory, 1-0, and as I mentioned earlier tonight, one of the big reasons why Steve Tritchie decided to go with Samir tonight. Had a hot hand against Real Monarchs.
Samir Bader was fantastic in that game at Rio Tinto Stadium. Steve Tritchie indicated to us that he helped the Switchbacks stay in that game. That's how dominant his performance was in keeping the clean sheet against the Real Monarchs of Salt Lake City.
Luke Vercoloni moves in to the column, offsides, and I mean just offsides. Boy, great ball movement there. Aaron King, Vercoloni up ahead, and Luke nearly closed in for his 7th goal of the season.
Just straight a little bit offside there by the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC captain, pushing forward, trying to support Aaron King as the lone striker. Luke Vercoloni trying to get forward to give his central striker a little bit of support.
On a counter now, the Switchbacks will chip it up ahead, and that ball is to the keeper, Eric Oswald, and well, this was so close.
As we see Luke Vercoloni just straight offside there. Quick decision by the assistant referee as he calls Vercoloni on the offside.
See Aaron King hanging back, that high pressure. Shin Harada applying pressure, and the Monarchs able to get it up across midfield. Real Monarchs again getting on the board. Extra time of the opening half on a penalty kick off the foot of Max Rohofer. Top right corner to cut the lead in half, and that's where we stand now here in the 49th minute. 2-1 our score. Mike Seth giving chase here for the Switchbacks. We've got an opportunity here for Colorado Springs. Seth crosses it, top of the box. Vercoloni lets it go through. Left side, he's got help. Now Shin Harada comes up, and a ball won. Good defense played by Salt Lake.
Very good transition defense by the Real Monarchs from Salt Lake City, winning the ball back there as the ball hit the dead spot on the turf. It was Miguel Gonzalez coming to support the Switchbacks attack down the left-hand wing, but the Real Monarchs were able to win that ball back as they're able to possess the ball and keep the ball here in the Real Monarchs way.
Now, Real Monarchs, they are comfortable playing in tight matches. Again, 5 ties coming into this one, and 2 of their 3 losses against the Switchbacks by 1 goal.
Very good tackle by Luke Vercoloni there as we see Mike Seth going in on the 50-50 challenge, bouncing off a Real Monarchs player and out for a throw-in for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC as that ball comes off of Alex Sundley. We see here on the replay Luke Vercoloni coming in with a very, very good tackle there by Luke Vercoloni, coming in with a strong right foot.
So Real Monarchs controlling it midfield. Up it goes to Riley McGovern, and taken away by Vercoloni. Seth now, a little bit of room to work on the near side. He'll reverse, and that ball is tapped out, and quickly over to play it is Jordan Burt. Burt on the run. looking downfield for the throw, and now a whistle, and he's got to back up.
Good defensive positioning again there from Vercoloni to help the Switchbacks win the ball back.
So Burt, strong throw across midfield over the head of Mike Seth, and this will stay Switchback ball. They're inching their way into Real Monarch territory. King bump from behind, flicks it over to Vercoloni. Now Vercoloni swings it onto the far side. Here's Miguel Gonzalez working with those flashy orange shoes. Miguel steps over the ball. He'll go the other way. Miguel tips it up, and hustling over is Jordan Burt. He will get there in time, and that ball, great tackle on a part of Riley McGovern, and the quick throw in here by Jordan Burt.
Riley McGovern playing a little bit out of his normal position as being deputized as a left back today for for the Salt Lake City Real Monarchs.
J.J. Greer up ahead of Jordan Burt, looking to take it down the field on the right side. Opts to go back to the middle, and Shin Harada in the circle. Waits for help. As the defender presses in, he'll swing it over to Josh Phillips, far side. Phillips with the left foot, chips it in, and nobody home but the Real Monarchs.
Well taken down there by Danilo Acosta for Real Monarchs of SLC. Good defensive positioning, strong play by the center back there from the team from Sandy, Utah.
Steve Tritchew didn't like the call. He was right there in position. Didn't see it the way the officials saw it. Real Monarchs will have it on the throw-in.
Both Wolde Harris, the assistant coach for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks, and Steve Tritchew, the head coach, have been very vociferous in their displeasure with the referee tonight and the referee's assistant on that far side of the field, missing a couple of calls for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks, who deserved a couple of extra throw-ins during this game.
Real Monarchs with the ball to switch back in. They'll send it in. 20 yards outside the 18 box, now moving into the 18. Ball rolls into the penalty box, and it's cleared out by Colorado Springs. Out of on the far side is Real Monarchs playing again. At the half, we saw time of possession advantage Real Monarchs, and again, they're controlling the ball here in the second half.
But this is comfortable possession for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks.
Into the box here for Real Monarchs, and cleared out of there with the left foot by the Switchbacks. Now an opportunity to run. Vercoloni dodges with the left shoulder, circles back, trying to get free, and that's great defense on the part of Riley McGovern on a captain, Luke Vercoloni. Far side, Switchbacks looking to go, and I believe that's
an unlucky bounce there. I think that ball just took a little bounce off the turf, bounced over Clay Bejarano, and out for a Real Monarch Salt Lake City throw-in.
Nike is a proud partner of the USL. Follow @Nike Soccer on Twitter for all the latest Nike soccer information. Shin Harada closing on top. And now King not able to get there in time as Real Monarchs set it up at midfield. This is Danilo Acosta.
It's a great move by Nike tonight to provide the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC with these pink jerseys for Cancer Awareness Night, really matching all the pink shown by the crowd here at Sand Creek Stadium.
How about our friends at Centura Health with the pink thunder sticks? Fans making some noise tonight on a gorgeous Saturday night here, trying to root on the Switchbacks to their 5th consecutive win at home. They won 4 straight coming in, and right now in position to close out this homestand, a perfect 3 for 3, but a lot of soccer left to be played here in the 54th minute. You can see fans at the stands, they're showing up in full force here tonight. Long ball, top of the 18, Vercoloni not able to get there in time. Again, trying to connect with King. They really are looking to get number 18 going here in the second half. He had a quiet opening 45 minutes.
You're absolutely right, Josh. That was unlucky for Aaron King. He tried to take that touch in his stride, tried to pull himself in behind the defensive Real Monarchs. Just unlucky, bounced off his leg, unable to take that in stride for Aaron King. He's played well, Aaron King. He's very, very endeavorous. He works hard. Unfortunately, he just hasn't gotten the rub of the green so far in the opening 55 minutes of this game.
You can see Shin Harada bumped to the back, and the whistle, the foul, and here we go, the free kick. Shin Harada will take it.
Josh Phillips and J.J. Greer again up as Jordan Burt comes into the back post, unmarked so far for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks.
Shin Harada, top of the 18th, headed out of there, and there is Ron Argueta retreating back for the Switchbacks, and he'll just dump it back to Samir Bader out of the penalty box. Samir, quarter way down the field, and chips it up and looking to try to connect with Mike Seth. Seth has it on deflection. Seth moves in, and that's a good left foot there by Lennon Celestino. But a quarter coming up here for the Switchbacks.
Mike Seth just trying to slide that ball through to his captain, Luke Vercoloni, who is in a very advantageous position just on the edge of the 6-yard box. Colorado Springs Switchbacks have won a corner kick, which Luke Vercoloni will come over to take as J.J. Greer and Josh Phillips again make their way into the box for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks as Shintaro Harada plants himself on top of the goalkeeper, trying to disrupt the movement of the goalkeeper from Salt Lake City Monarchs.
With the right foot, Vercoloni, quarter strike. Ball pops free in front of the goal box. And it'll sail through the end line again, so another quarter coming up. Luke Vercoloni, 6 assists coming into tonight. He picked up a 7th in that goal by Shin Harada, and here he is on the quarter attempt. 56 minute. Right hand up in the air. Vercoloni now with the right foot. Puts some air under it. Goes through the goal box. One hops, and Jordan Burt circles back, deflects out, top of the 18. Now shot from way out, deflected up by Real Monarchs. And they will clear as it rolls out just shy of midfield.
Josh Phillips there with the right-footed shot as we see Ronnie Argueta come across to take this throw in. You and I, Josh, were talking about Ronnie Argueta recently as we see the shot here. Jordan Burt working hard. The ball deflects just a little bit behind Josh Phillips. He's reaching back with the right-footed strike, and Real Monarchs were able to clear that ball. But back to Ronnie Argueta. You and I were talking to head coach Steve Trichu. Head coach Steve Trichu was thrilled with Ronnie Argueta and the amount of work he's put in on the training field to improve his agility, improve his strength, improve his speed. A lot of the Colorado Springs Switchbacks now are coming across to Ronnie Argueta, number 8, the young man, asking him how he's improved his strength so much, his agility, his improved speed, and he's really a catalyst for this Colorado Springs Switchbacks team off the field and on the training ground, really getting the Switchbacks into the mood to play these games.
Burt on the free kick, top of the 18. And Gonzalez not able to keep out of the box, and here we go on a counter. This is Max Brohofer. Hits the turf, and we play on, and hobbling on that far side, but I believe that's Clay Bejarano. Looks like he's going to be okay.
50-50 challenge there with Bejarano and Rohofer. Good covering by the Colorado Springs Switchbacks left back. Looks like he just took a bit of a knock onto the top of his foot. He's going to run it off.
McGovern hesitates. And now Baldine circles back, dumps it into the switchback in. Good position. And Samir Bader up to make the slotting stop. Boy, that got dicey in a hurry. And now we've got a Real Monarch player down in the penalty box.
Fantastic anticipation by Samir Bader. Quickly off his line to smother the chance there. No chance for the Real Monarchs of Salt Lake City to get a shot off. Good anticipation by Samir Bader. Comes across, grabs the ball.
That's Maikon Oriana. You can see on the replay pressuring in, but boy, Samir Bader there to secure. And this Real Monarch team slowly climbing their way back into this game, down just 2-1, but they have continued to put pressure on the back end of this Switchback defense.
Dangerous lead so far right now for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks, as Real Monarchs are possessing the ball. They're beginning to get more of the possession inside the Colorado Springs Switchbacks half. Real Monarchs playing better and better as the second half goes on as we take into the 58th minute.
Well, we knew this was most likely going to be a close one based on the previous 3 meetings. 2 of the 3 decided by 1 goal. Those advantage Colorado Springs, and certainly Real Monarchs would love to get a win here tonight on the road. At ball top of the 18th, Rohofer hits the turf, and there's Samir Bader there to secure on the hop. Have you visited the new USLsoccer.com website? Get the latest news and live stats, and check out the new social media hub only on USLsoccer.com. Aaron King pressuring, and now Real Monarchs again doing what they've done all game long, possessing the ball. This time it'll switch back in, and they'll send it over the near side, and Riley McGovern. 58% of the time the Switchbacks were without the ball the opening half. The Monarchs doing what they do so well, holding on to the ball. They get a goal, penalty kick late in the first half. Our score 2-1. In case you just joined us, Miguel Gonzalez scoring first for the Switchbacks in the 11th minute. Then Shen Harado put the Switchbacks up 2-0, and extra time and penalty in the box in the first half. And Max Rohofer buries his team leading 6th goal. And that's where we stand here in the 60th minute. Sand Creek Stadium. Josh Howe, Roland Vargas, glad you could join us on CET Sports and KRDO News Radio 105.5 FM and 1240 AM. Big bump. Rohofer hits the turf, and we play on.
Not many players in the USL Western Conference or anywhere in this league are going to be able to shrug Ronnie Argueta off the ball. No chance there. for Max Rohofer.
Here's Sudley now. Steps over the defender. Sudley pays on. Sudley moving into the box. Shot from way out, and it fires wide to the left side, and he pulls his shirt up over his face. Alex Sudley knew he had a golden opportunity to tie this up in the 60th minute.
Samir Bader, the Colorado Springs Switchbacks goalkeeper for tonight, was worried about that shot. You could tell by his reaction that wasn't far away from the Real Monarchs of SLC. Clay Bejarano a little bit angry there. There was no call from the referee on that 50-50 challenge. Right here, as we can see on the replay, this 50-50 challenge as the Real Monarchs player goes sliding in a little bit high, wins the ball. Josh Phillips backpedaling, no support coming across for Josh Phillips. He snaps the shot. Samir Bader was a little bit screened there, but luckily for Samir Bader, it goes over and past his net.
Well, we talked about Real Monarchs having a lot of MLS caliber players we could see. Aaron King out, and here comes the explosive Marty Maben off the bench.
Marty Maben coming in 10 minutes earlier than his normal 70th minute appearance. Aaron King has struggled a little bit tonight. He's looked a little bit tired. He's looked a little bit lethargic. He's given his all, but he just doesn't seem to have the energy that Aaron King usually has. Marty Maben, the young man from Belfast, Northern Ireland, will come on and see what he can do for the remaining minutes for the Switchbacks.
Up ahead, and Miguel Gonzalez goes down in the box, and no call. I'll tell you what, that was at the top of the 18th, and Miguel Gonzalez had a step behind the defense. He goes down, and we play on.
Good play from Miguel Gonzalez getting in behind the Real Monarchs defender with a last-ditch. I couldn't see exactly who it was in real time with a last-ditch tackle. Miguel Gonzalez goes falling over. No call from the referee tonight.
Again, one penalty kick tonight. It came off the foot of Max Rohofer out of the first half. Switchbacks have seen their fair share this year. Shot from way out, and that was well blanketed by Samir Bader. Didn't give Real Monarchs much room on that shot attempt.
Bit of a courtesy dive there for Samir Bader. One for the cameras. That ball was going well wide. No chance for that one creeping in Samir Bader's left-hand post.
So Samir back to take it on the goal kick here for the Switchbacks in the 62nd minute. And as Samir gets a breather, you can see there, diving to his left.
Great camera we've got there set up in the goal at the north end of Sand Creek Stadium.
So Oriano is out, and here comes Tavares. So perhaps the Real Monarchs trying to inject a little life into their offense.
Etiandro Tavares, a forward, dynamic player, got a lot of speed, number 7. He's going to go into the center forward role alongside Max Rohofer. The Real Monarchs from Salt Lake City are now going to play 2 strikers up top, see if they can pressure the Colorado Springs Switchbacks into a mistake that could lead for a tying goal for the Real Monarchs here.
And perhaps a counter to Marty Maben. We'll see. Maben has been huge off the bench for the Switchbacks this season. He scored 3 goals. And he has pushed Aaron King this entire season for that starting spot. Here's Jordan Burt near side. Burt floats it up into the box with the right foot, and in comes Eric Oswald to secure. And the quick rollout here as the Monarchs push it up here in the 63rd minute. Nearly taken away by Bercoloni. Circling back, this is Sudley. Downfield and up ahead, Tavares, who just checked in. They want Jordan Burt will have his work cut out here for the remaining time in the second half.
He definitely will. We can see the speed there from Tavares as he goes bursting down the left wing. Dynamic young striker. He's going to help out Max Rohofer, really add a little bit of speed, a little bit of dynamism, and a little bit of quality in behind the Switchbacks defense.
And Argueta fouled on the play, and this will be Switchback ball.
As we see Marty Maben coming in, let's not forget the inspired substitutions of head coach Steve Tritchue so far. When Steve Tritchue makes a substitution, those substitutions pay off. We saw Davey Armstrong and Marty Maben combining for a goal a couple weeks ago. As we see the foul here on Ronnie Argueta. Tackle from behind as the Switchbacks will restart. But Steve Tritchue, the head coach of the Colorado Springs Switchbacks, has been on point with his substitutions so far this season.
Let's not forget Argueta starting in place of the injured Syed Robinson. So some valuable playing time here with Robinson still perhaps a few games away from coming back.
The Switchbacks aren't exactly sure when Syed Robinson will come back. He's sitting right in front of us in the crowd here tonight, enjoying the game with the rest of the fans at Sand Creek Stadium. Syed Robinson, dynamic player, been probably the most impressive player for the Switchbacks in the early rounds of the USL Western Conference. Suffered the foot injury. He's been out for a couple of games now, maybe out for another game, probably too soon to bring him back on Tuesday in Denver. But whenever Syed Robinson comes back, it'll be a very, very welcome addition to the Colorado Springs Switchbacks team. He's a very good player player for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks.
J.J. Greer battling at midfield, and this ball will be possessed by Real Monarchs. On the throw-in, far side, they trail 2-1 here. 65th minute, Switchbacks leading Real Monarchs SLC on a gorgeous night at Sand Creek Stadium. Far side battle, and the Switchbacks win it. They'll get it to midfield, and hustling down, and we got a player on the turf. Real Monarchs, they hit the turf, and
Marty Maben looks like he took a stray hand to the face there by number 20, Emilio Orozco, the defender for Real Monarchs. Marty Maben, tenacious in his hard work, following up the play as always. Looks like he took a bit of a hand. He'll be fine. Free kick for Real Monarchs as they reset the ball. As we see here, Marty Maben pressuring the ball. Yeah, just takes a bit of an elbow. Yeah, took a bit of an elbow. Unintentional from Real Monarchs, though, from Emilio Orozco. No bad intent with that. Just a normal soccer play. Nothing to be angry about for the Switchbacks.
Celestino across midfield for Real Monarchs. Pushes it far side. Real Monarchs SLC down 2-1 here at midfield. A possession game. This is their game. We've seen this all season long, and certainly sticking to the script, and to this point it's worked. They're right in it, down 2-1 despite that first half. They possessed the ball more than the Switchbacks, but I think it's fair to say the Switchbacks outplayed them, capitalizing on fewer opportunities. Well, I should say fewer. They had 2 more shots than Real Monarchs. As Vercoloni weaves in traffic, he hits the turf, and that foul on Max Rohofer.
Rohofer tracking back. Luke Vercoloni winning the ball back. Rohofer just clipping his ankles, bringing him down. And Samir Bader will come forward, take a little bit of pressure off the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC defense, let the Switchbacks push forward and look for a third goal. As we see on the replay here, Luke Vercoloni going back toward his own goalkeeper with Max Rohofer coming across, just tapping his Achilles tendon, taking down the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC captain.
And right now, it's gut check time for the Switchbacks, trying to close out what has been a grueling stretch of soccer. 3 games in 7 days at all crucial matches here for Colorado Springs. In front of the box, Miguel Gonzalez hesitates, moves to his right, he shoots, and a diving stop by Eric Oswald. Unbelievable save by the Real Monarch keeper to keep this a 2-1 game here in the 67th minute.
World-class save there by Oswald. By Oswald. He uses his right hand, dives down quickly. Miguel Gonzalez creating his own space, passing a couple defenders, working it a little bit wide for his liking, but the shot back across the goal. Fantastic save by the Real Monarchs, number 1.
And Miguel with some heat on that strike, but Oswald a better play on the defensive end. And again, Oswald is not the normal keeper. Throughout this season, we've seen Lalo Fernandez most of the time for Real Monarchs, but boy, this was a beautiful save.
Miguel Gonzalez wins the ball, drifts past a couple defenders, drags himself wide. Very good save by the Real Monarchs goalkeeper.
And how about the confidence that Miguel Gonzalez has been playing with? 3 goals now in the last 2 games, tied for the team lead at 6. And again, he's got the green light, nearly put it as 7th. Real Monarchs opportunity to tie it up here. And a switch back in. Here's McGovern. Swings it back as Baldine plays it for Real Monarchs SLC. They'll drop it off to Celestino. Celestino midfield, coming up is Argueta. Argueta, great win defensively, weaving between 2 defenders. Across midfield, Argueta, he's tripped up from behind and the foul called.
Good play there from Ronnie Argueta. Wins the ball back, as is his job. Pushes the ball forward, something he's not incredibly used to as the defensive midfielder. Beats a couple of defenders, wins the Switchbacks, a free kick just inside the Real Monarchs half.
So J.J. Greer swings it over far side as Phillips sends it up that left field side. Now Phillips at midfield chips it in. 1 hop, and Eric Oswald there to play it for Real Monarchs.
Just too far from Marty Maben.
Well, you take a look at these 2 teams in the second half. The Switchbacks outscoring their opponents 12-9. And Real Monarchs SLC have been outscored 9-7, so they've both been pretty close. As we mentioned, offense has been hard to come by for the for the Monarchs this season. Just 12 goals through the first 12 matches.
And as you mentioned earlier, Josh, the Real Monarchs of SLC are a team very fond of the tie, very fond of the draw this season. They've had a lot of draws, the most in the USL Western Conference, so the Switchbacks will be worried with this precarious score, just 2-1 ahead. 1 goal for the Real Monarchs of SLC, and they'll earn themselves another road draw here tonight in Colorado Springs.
And this is a great test for the Switchbacks. We saw a lapse late in that game of the home opener against OKC, the Energy, then against the LA Galaxy 2 just a couple of weeks ago. So perhaps we'll see what they learn from those tough losses, matches in which they could have easily picked up at least 1 point.
You're dead right, Josh, and we also saw that same lapse just a few days ago against Portland Timbers when the Timbers 2 were able to score a goal very late on, as we see another substitution here by the Real Monarchs.
Substitution for the Real Monarchs.
With Celestino going off, ladies and gentlemen, to be replaced by Adolfo Ovalle.
So Ovalle entered the match for the first time here, and it comes in the 71st minute.
A like-for-like switch in the middle of the midfield.
Celestino is out. And Samir Bader, the long ball, downfield. And Oswald over there to play it for Real Monarchs. All USL regular season and playoff games are available live, free, and in HD on YouTube. Connect with the USL YouTube channel today. Downfield, and JJ Greer, good position. Shin Hirano over to play it now for the Switchbacks. He's pinched off at the line, and a good ball there by Mike Seth. Here comes Shin Hirata. Midfield behind Luke Bergoloni. Keeps his feet. Now the captain pushes it up. Here's Miguel Gonzalez. He's got room on the left. Drops it off left side into the box. Here come the Switchbacks, the cross. And nobody home on the right side.
Fantastic team play there by the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC. Some of the best of the night. Quick 1-2 on the near side here with Mike Seth and Shintaro Hirata. Work to the far side. Unlucky with the cross there. The Switchbacks weren't able to get any shot on goal after a very impressive offensive team move.
Rohofer on the ground, the whistle blown, and he slams the ball down, and you would think that would draw a yellow card. The fans want it, and he gets it.
Well called, Josh. A definite yellow card there, the show of dissent and disrespect toward the official. We don't need to see that. As we see Rohofer here, he's a little bit upset. 50-50 challenge. Bejarano Shintaro Hirata comes in, gives him a little bit of a kick. Rohofer pushes off of him, doesn't win the free kick. He's furious at the decision, and he smashes the ball right at the referee's feet. A deserved yellow card for the number 9 from Real Monarchs.
Real Monarchs have controlled the second half. Perhaps that could be a turning point in this match. Shin Hirata will take the free kick inside the Real Monarchs end.
Jordan Burt, J.J. Phillips, and Josh Greer all forward for this free kick by Shintaro Hirata.
Floats it up into the box, and securing is Eric Oswald. And the keeper again up to the task here in the second half.
Good hands there by Oswald. Just a little bit too much air on that free kick by Shintaro Hirata. The goalkeeper from Real Monarchs was able to come out. Strong hands, able to make a good catch.
Samir Bader in goal, played it back here. Top of the 18, and Samir play it out with a right foot. Strong drive downfield. And closing in is Real Monarchs, and it's going to be Real Monarch SLC ball.
That right foot of Samir Bader, the goalkeeper for the Switchbacks tonight, is a real offensive weapon for the Switchbacks. They're able to transition from defense into offense into one swing of the goalkeeper's foot.
Switchbacks dropping back just a little bit. They were pressing high in the first half, and you can see they have dropped back just a bit here in the 74th minute. Chipped up by Rohofer and headed up at the top of the circle by the Switchbacks again. That's Josh Phillips in position.
Great pass. Mike Seth here on the right-hand side.
Seth, room to work now. Closed in defensively, one-on-one. Seth gets by the defender. Seth now with the left foot, top of the box. Here comes Miguel Gonzalez. He's free, Argueta. And at the last minute, Real Monarchs save what would have been a great shot opportunity here for the Switchbacks.
Wonderful communication there between Miguel Gonzalez and Marty Mabin. Miguel Gonzalez lets the ball run between his legs. Marty Mabin coming in behind him. Unfortunately, the ball just took a little bit of a bobble in front of the Northern Irish striker, and he wasn't able to get a shot on goal as the Real Monarchs were able to get back defensively.
Roland, you get the feeling the Switchbacks are about ready to break through for another goal.
They are. The Switchbacks are getting closer as we see Real Monarchs preparing a substitution, which probably will come I believe on the next chance we have the ball going out of play, the Real Monarchs will make it their third substitution of the game.
There's Miguel Gonzalez. Flicks it up, right out of the box now, trying to get to the box. Little 1-2, and Miguel Gonzalez not able to get there in the box. Cleared out of there by Real Monarchs. Shin Harada now wins it for the Switchbacks. Argueta near side. Here comes Clay Bejarano. Room to work on the right side. Bejarano, top of the box now. Miguel Gonzalez pulls it down, but there with the right foot to send it back.
We've got a very interesting piece of coaching here by head coach Steve Tritchue. He switched the right and the left backs. Clay Bejarano has moved from the left back spot out to the right back. Jordan Burt, the right back, has moved out to the left-hand side, giving both players a chance to use their more dominant foots on the outside as Real Monarchs SLC make a substitution here.
We'll see how it plays out in the final 15-plus minutes of this match. 76 minute.
Tyler Arnaud coming out for the Real Monarchs SLC. Leon Brown entering the fray. Leon Brown, another striker. So the Real Monarchs SLC will now have 3 forwards on the field for the last 15 minutes of this game here at Sand Creek Stadium.
And Real Monarchs obviously pushing for a result in this one. Again, they've come up empty each of the last 3 meetings against the Switchbacks. Midfield now. Ball played down by Baldin. Now Rohofer waiting for help. He'll just dump it back. And again, a possession game for Real Monarchs. Become a fan of the USL on Facebook for exclusive league news and interactive content. Top of the box, Rohofer gets free, heads it back. JJ Greer in position and clears it out with the left foot. Shin Harada wanting to run. And now Miguel Gonzalez over to the near side. Here's Clay Bejarano. Talked about the switch. Here's an opportunity. Bejarano up ahead. Bercolodi surveying. Back to Bejarano and just out in front of the right foot. And it will be Real Monarch ball. And boy, the captain, Luke Bercolodi, unhappy with himself on that ball.
Luke Vercoloni furious with himself as that ball just eluded Clay Bejarano. Unlucky there by the Switchbacks FC captain as he looked to find his right back storming down the right-hand side.
The crowd getting into it here in the 77th minute, trying to cheer on their Switchbacks to another victory, looking for 5 straight at home here. And USL Pro play, 77th minute, 2-1 Switchbacks out on top. Real Monarchs SLC.
Josh Phillips winning the free kick there. Phillips trying to get in front of Max Rohofer. Rohofer pulling back the center back. Josh Phillips winning the free kick, which Samir Bader will come over to take. Just take a couple of seconds off the clock here for the Switchbacks.
Now it's grinded out time right now for the Switchbacks. Again, at the tail end of their 3rd match in the last 7 days.
As we see for the Real Monarchs, Jose Navarro coming out with Velasco exiting the field for the play, with Navarro coming on and Velasco exiting the field for the Real Monarchs. A lot of substitutions here recently for the Real Monarchs. They're really looking to get some fresh legs on, take advantage of these Switchbacks who played a lot of games in a short amount of time, who are starting to tire here as we enter the last few minutes of today's game.
There's Bejarano at midfield, drops it back, and JJ Greer surveys and sends it down with the right foot. And Jordan Burt not even close. You got Marty Mabin in the area, or rather Mike Seth in the area as well.
Mike Seth, head coach Steve Tritchie for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks has also switched his midfielders, with Mike Seth now playing on the left, Miguel Gonzalez playing on the right, following the switch by Jordan Burt, and Clay Bejarano doing the same thing, moving from left to right.
See Marty Bateman with that ball, 3 defenders all over him. Shin Harada gets it through. Now Miguel Gonzalez, what will he do? He'll move it in, try to cross it over, stop, flick it near side to Clay Bejarano. Bejarano, room to work. And a ball intended for Luke Vercoloni as 2 defenders came out to play. Bejarano just couldn't get the pass into the captain.
You mentioned Marty Mabin earlier, Josh. Marty Mabin is a deceptively strong player. He's not the tallest player, but he's built like a tank. He's very, very strong in the upper body. He uses his legs and his hips well to hold up the ball. Very good player, Marty Mabin. He's a wonderful player for head coach Steve Tritchie to be able to call on off the bench.
Perhaps frustration setting in. You can see Lucas Baldin continuing to bark at the official. 79th minute, 2-1 our score. Samir Bader picks it up in the penalty box here for the Switchbacks and put it on the ground, and he'll drive it with the right foot. Good ball downfield as Mabin presses, but Oswald there to play it in goal for Real Monarchs. into the 80th minute now. 10 to go, and then we're going to have some extra time. That'll get through the left side of the box, and Clay Bejarano clears it out.
Good defensive covering, Josh, by Clay Bejarano there. Not in his familiar position, now playing it right back. Very well covered there by Bejarano defensively.
It's been a great match to this point. 2-1, our score.
Been a very exciting game. Obviously not as many goals as the Switchbacks have seen in their last couple of home games, but it's been a very close match. Real Monarchs have come into the match slowly. About halfway through the second half, the Real Monarchs started to come into the match. They got their goal at the end of the first half in stoppage time, and in the second half, the Real Monarchs have given as good as they've got. They've been on an even playing field with the Switchbacks so far in the second half, as Samir Bader comes out with a dominant right hand to punch.
And a shot from way out with the right leg, taken by Lucas Baldin and deflected out, and we've got a player down top of the box, and it looked like a Switchback took that in the face on a shot by Lucas Baldin, and that looks like Ronnie Argueta down for the Switchbacks.
Ronnie Argueta got blasted in the face there with the shot coming in with the right foot. Argueta was able, Samir Bader was out of position after coming to the top of his box to punch that out, as we see on the replay here with Ronnie Argueta getting his way in, bailing his goalkeeper out and taking that ball right off the side of the face. Couple seconds for him. He drops to his knees. A painful shot there for Ronnie Argueta.
You can see the Switchbacks trainer Molly Cardsmeyer out on the field tending to Ronnie Argueta, and it looks like Ronnie's going to be okay.
A welcome break for both sets of players. Good to see Argueta okay after taking a point-blank shot straight to the face there. As we see a substitution here with Nate Robinson coming on to replace Miguel Gonzalez, who's run his race. Miguel Gonzalez has been fantastic as he's congratulated by head coach Steve Trichu. Miguel Gonzalez has been one of the best players for the Switchbacks over the past couple games, just getting a couple minutes off with Nate Robinson, who's a very compact and dynamic midfielder coming on to see out this game, add a little bit of energy.
Well, here we go, closing time. We'll see if the Switchbacks can put this one on ice. 82nd minute, and Samir Bader just clears it out of there with the left foot, and again, high pressure applied by Real Monarchs here in the closing minutes of this second half.
As we see here, Argueta, Samir Bader coming out of position, punching. First time shot by the Real Monarchs, and Argueta taking the ball straight off the face. Luckily, Argueta's back in the game. He looks like he's moving well. He's brushed off the cobwebs, and he's back to his defensive central midfield position, sitting right in front of J.J. Greer and Josh Phillips with the Colorado Springs Switchbacks.
Real Monarchs playing down a goal here, 2-1. 82nd minute, into the box, couple of hops, and Samir Bader secures it for the Switchbacks. You know, as we tick towards the end of this crucial fourth match between these two teams, you have to believe the confidence in Samir Bader going back to that USL Open game in which he got the shutout victory, drawing on that. Even though Real Monarchs have been able to get one goal on the board, that's got to be a big boost for Samir Bader here in the crucial moments of this one.
Nothing Samir Bader could do about that penalty kick. An inspired change by head coach Steve Trichu to start Samir Bader instead of David Legoric so far, and it's worked out for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks as they lead 2-1 here in the 82nd minute.
And Josh Phillips clears it out with the left foot. Midfield played now by Real Monarchs, and they'll send it back to their keeper, Eric Oswald. Fans, you can follow at USL on Twitter to become a league insider, join club conversations, and have a chance at exclusive getaways. Real Monarchs into the box and just clips the corner of the box, rolls through the end line, and Samir Bader will have it for the Switchbacks here in the 84th minute.
The Real Monarchs of SLC were able to get 3 players in the box there. Unlucky that the cross wasn't able to come in. The Real Monarchs are pushing further and further forward, pushing more players into the Switchbacks area. The Switchbacks may look to counter that, get in behind, wrap this game up with a third goal here late in the game.
Samir sets it up on the goal box, and a good drive 3/4 of the way down the field, and racing into the corner is Marty Maben. And that's going to go off Mike Seth, and Real Monarchs will have the ball here in the 84th minute. Again, the Switchbacks have been so impressive in this 3-game homestand. They have scored a total of 8 goals, outscoring their opponents 8-2. And tonight, it's gut check time here in the late stages of the second half. A grueling stretch And as Steve Tritchie said at the pregame show, they are going for 9 points. That's their goal going into tonight. It was their goal before this homestand began, and they are now some 7 minutes and change away from attaining that goal. But an opportunity here, flick back, and a great clear defensively by Ronnie Argueta.
Delicious back heel there by Max Rohofer, looking for his teammate, coming in with a late run into the box. Well defended by the Switchbacks to clear it out. But very, very good hold-up play there by Max Rohofer for the Real Monarchs SLC.
Still plenty of time left here. And again, Real Monarchs SLC possessing for the majority of this second half. There's Rohofer surveying to midfield. This ball's played by Navarro. Navarro drops it off near side for Acosta. Winds picking up just a bit here at Sand Creek Stadium, blowing out of the north. So Real Monarchs going into the teeth of what has become a stiff breeze here late in the second half. That ball free into the box, and quickly Samir Bader there to scoop it up for the Switchbacks.
Good anticipation again there by Samir Bader as we see his clearance all the way down the left-hand side, looking for Nate Robinson on the run, just a little bit too far for the substitute Nate Robinson there.
Ladies and gentlemen, please take a moment.
Well, I would anticipate, much like the first half, we're going to see probably a couple of minutes, 2, perhaps 3 minutes of extra time here at the end of this one. And that's bitten the Switchbacks twice this year. Of course, against the LA Galaxy 2, and then once against the OKC Energy in the home opener. And you can see how that wind is factoring in. That ball looked to get right to Danilo Acosta, but it dropped and bent back before it could get to his right foot. The captain, Luke Vercaloni, talking with the official there at midfield.
As we see a substitution here for the Switchbacks with Davey Armstrong coming in, replacing Shintaro Harada, who's been on a yellow card for the majority of this game, giving Harada a couple minutes to rest his legs before the big match on Tuesday night in Denver. Nate Armstrong coming on, a very physical player, Nate Armstrong. Good player, Nate Armstrong. He's going to sit right next to Luke Vercaloni and just try to hold at the Switchbacks midfield. As we see here, delicious back heel by Rohofer and a great saving tackle by Ronnie Argueta as he comes across this right foot to keep Samir Bader from having to make a save.
87th minute, 2-1 our score. Switchbacks try to close it out and win for the 5th consecutive time at home. Right now they're 5th in the Western Conference. Top 6 make the playoffs. Obviously we got a lot of soccer left to be played, but boy, this team gets better and better as the season goes along. We're only in mid-June. Acosta near side. Back to midfield, and one thing we've seen with Real Monarchs, they will not get outside of their comfort zone. They play their game looking for an opportunity, and it'll clip the left side of the box and it'll roll out. And the Switchbacks have it here in the 88th minute.
Opportunity for the Switchbacks to just take a little bit of the sting out of these recent attacks by the Real Monarchs, with Bejarano trudging across to take this throw in. And he'll look long for Luke Vercaloni, the captain.
And good defense there on the part of Danilo Acosta to head it up, keep it away from Luke Vercaloni. Acosta playing it for Real Monarchs at midfield with the left foot. And boy, look at that wind, push the ball back. 89th minute now. That's Tavares.
Well anticipated by Ronnie Argueta again, right place, right time as he looks to spring Marty Maben, who had just strayed offside.
And McGovern with the left foot, able to haul that in as he had Maben lurking out in front. Real Monarchs an opportunity right side and just too far out in front, trying to connect with Tavares, who has seen action for the first time here in the second half. And how about that name, Kareem Smith? He's battled through an early season hip injury, but great to see the defender back on the field for the first time since early in the season.
You're absolutely right, Josh. He's going to come in for Mike Seth. Not a like-for-like substitution. A big, strapping, physical center back coming in for a winger, a midfielder. So Kareem Smith is going to run straight to the Colorado Springs defensive line. He's going to try to screen right in front of the central defenders. He's going to try to add a little bit of steel to the Switchbacks defense, try to see out this game, try to get a vital 9 points here at home as we tick ever closer to the final whistle.
90th minute. Here's Rohofer, good ball up ahead, into the box, opportunity, pushing in the box, and we've got a whistle, and offsides called.
Late offsides call. It was well defended by J.J. Greer, who wasn't to know about the offsides. The referee called an offside, and the Switchbacks are going to be able with Samir Bader to clear their lines here as we tick into the final seconds of this game,
And that's Tavares. We have seen his burst here in the second half, and dangerously close to setting up, what would have been the tying goal here in the 90th minute.
Excuse me, Josh. Etiando Tavares, a very fast player, trying to get in behind the Switchbacks defense. Luckily, he had just straight offside. Luckily, excuse me, from a Colorado Springs Switchbacks perspective, the young man had just straight offside for the Real Monarchs SLC.
So bumping it back there by Marty Mabin as McGovern has got good speed on that back end for Real Monarchs.
Out of the 4 games played so far between the Colorado Springs Switchbacks and the Real Monarchs, this has been the best the Real Monarchs have played. They've lost a couple of one-goal games already to the Switchbacks, but they've played very well today. They've had some good chances. Real Monarchs have played well.
So we're in extra time now. The Switchbacks tried to hold on for the victory.
Got 4 minutes of extra time here. 4 minutes of extra time, ladies and gentlemen.
So we'll see if they can close it out. This has been an Achilles heel, if you will, for the Switchbacks this season. And you have to believe Steve Tritchew says, you know what, guys, here's a chance to learn from our previous lapses and close this thing out in grand style in front of a great crowd here on a Saturday night in Colorado Springs. Long ball downfield. Marty Mabin not even close. That goes through the end line, and perhaps a wasted opportunity to possess here in extra time.
Real Monarchs are running out of time. They're running out of time for Q possession. They've got to lump the ball forward, see if they can get a knockdown and get a shot on goal.
Josh Phillips now, ball top of the box. Real Monarchs shot deflected out of the box, and then shot through the left side. Bercoloni giving chase, and this is going to be Real Monarch ball. So don't go anywhere, folks. We've still got a lot of drama to play out here in extra time. 4 minutes of extra time. We're most likely looking at about 2 minutes or 2:30. That ball sails left of the post and out. And you can see Real Monarchs knocking on the door yet again here.
It's Rohofer, J.J. Greer with the block. He sticks out a left leg, comes off his calf. You can see the disappointment there for Max Rohofer, the young man, the Uruguayan from Maldonado, Uruguay on the south coast. Beautiful little town, 7th most populous city in Uruguay. He's worked very hard tonight. He's been the target man all night. He's worked hard. He's picked up a yellow card, unfortunately for him, as we see Marty Mabin trying to spin in behind. But Rohofer has worked well. He's got his hand up, and he's calling for the ball again for the Real Monarchs SLC.
That's Armstrong pressuring for the Switchbacks. Davey Armstrong checking in late in the second half. Extra time here, 2-1 our score. Switchbacks trying to close it out against Real Monarchs. Top of the 18, J.J. Greer up in the air to head it out. Now back from behind, this is Sunley to play it for Real Monarchs. Right side of McGovern. Soft shot, top of the 18. Now turning is Vercoloni and company way out in front. Here we go. Opportunity, and out of the box to play it was Eric Oswald. He was one misstep from this being a 3-1 game in the dagger. Tavares floats it up. Good ball. And Samir Bader, perhaps that will do it.
Wonderful hands from Samir Bader, as we saw Nate Robinson on the previous play with an unlucky touch. He wasn't offside as he was inside his own half. Luke Vercoloni with the tenacious defense there, pushing forward, leading with the captain's example and pushing the Switchbacks forward in search of this victory.
Final minute of extra time. Here's Marty Mabin. Comes into the second half for Aaron King. He's doubled up, and that ball is out.
Great hold-up play by Marty Mabin to win his team a throw-in. Take a few seconds off the clock. Wonderfully done for Marty Mabin there, just to take a little bit of pressure off.
And you can see it on the Real Monarchs' faces, the body language. They're spent. They have played well, but boy, Switchbacks have been the better team here tonight.
Nate Robinson in the corner here, working hard in the Heineken corner. Unlucky as the ball goes. Unlucky for Nate Robinson as the ball goes out for a corner kick. Or excuse me, for a goal kick. Pardon me.
And that will do it. The Switchbacks wrap up the homestand with another victory. A 9-point homestand. A 2-1 victory tonight over the Real Monarchs of SLC. And Samir Bader, how about it, gets his first win in USL Pro play with the Switchbacks. What a win. We'll recap it when we come back. The Switchbacks over Real Monarchs SLC 2-1. Back with a post-game show after this.
Headed to the mountains? Watch Good Morning Vail now on CET Comcast Entertainment Television for everything you need to know before you hit the slopes. Good Morning Vail, your local resource for mountain weather, snow totals, and travel conditions. We'll be your guide from the first chairlift ride to the final run of the season. So don't miss the fun. Watch Good Morning Vail live every day at 7 a.m. on Comcast Entertainment Television. Good Morning Vail. Be in the know before you go.
This is a message from your inner athlete. Registration is now open for Colorado's largest sports festival, the 2015 Rocky Mountain State Games. Competition takes place July 17th through the 19th and July 24th through the 26th. Choose from over 40 sports. All ages and skill levels can compete. Register now at RockyMountainStateGames.org or call for more information. Come out and compete, win a medal, and join the excitement at the 2015 Rocky Mountain State Games.
We made it!
Wow, look at that.
Hey, all right.
Switchbacks on the attack. Shot right side to goal!
Be a part of the action at Sand Creek Stadium as your Colorado Springs Switchbacks take on teams like the Sounders 2, the Galaxy 2, and the Timbers 2.
Ball and opportunity, a shot to goal on the other end!
The inaugural season continues June 24th against the Orange County Blues. Join the excitement. Join the climb at switchbacksfc.com.
What a scene here at Sand Creek Stadium where the Switchbacks knock off the Real Monarchs SLC 2-1. They wrap up a 9-point homestand. What a victory tonight. Josh Howe back here in the booth. And the Switchbacks now with 21 points on the season. They're 7-5. And as I mentioned, that's 3 straight here in this homestand and 5 straight overall at home. They are really hitting their stride, and early on they hit their stride. Miguel Gonzalez got the scoring going for the Switchbacks. He netted his 3rd goal in the last 2 games, and Gonzalez in the 11th minute put the Switchbacks up 1-0. And the Switchbacks certainly not done in that opening half. Well, they got another goal from Shin Harada. Shin scored the first goal of the season for him last Wednesday against the Portland Timbers 2. Tonight, gets it in the 30th minute, and it was from way out. So Shin Harada's goal put the Switchbacks up 2-1. And then it looked like the Switchbacks were going to go into the locker room up 2-0 at the half. But an extra time, a penalty kick. Max Rohofer cut it in half, 2-1. But that was it for the scoring. Well, how about one of the men of the moment tonight? Shin Harada gets the game winner. He's standing by upstairs with our Roland Vargas. Roland?
I'm here with Shintaro Harada. Shintaro, congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
Great goal for you. What does the win and the goal mean for you tonight?
Yeah, I was trying to score again tonight. Yeah, because I scored last game too. So, and then help the team, and then to win.
Well done, well done.
Yeah, thank you.
These 3 wins at home, what does that mean for you going forward into the game on Tuesday night in Denver?
That's massive. That's massive for us. It's I mean, super momentum for us to go to Denver. Now we are feeling good going to the Denver. So yeah, we're doing well over there. We're going there with the confidence.
Well done, Shintaro Harada. Congratulations on the performance tonight.
Thank you.
Back down to the booth.
All right, thanks, Roland. Thank you very much. Shintaro, again, gets his 2nd goal of the season, and how fun was that to see Shin getting at it, number 21 here with that long goal. And as we take a look at some of the numbers from this match tonight, as the Switchbacks improved to 7-5 overall this season, they get the win. I should say 3-1 is the final score. Or check that, 2-1. 2 goals for the Switchbacks, 8-7 shot advantage for the Switchbacks. Shots on goal, 4-3. Real Monarchs had limited opportunities, but they made the most. Samir Bader holding up, and Samir getting a key win. Again, his first win as a Colorado Springs Switchback in USL Pro play. Time of possession, it tightened up in the second half, Roland.
Very impressive statistic there by the Colorado Springs Switchbacks to get that possession statistic almost back to 50-50 against a team here in the Real Monarchs who love to possess the ball. That's very impressive for the Switchbacks, along with the win. Even on the fouls there with 12 each. That's great news for the Switchbacks to be able to get the possession so close.
Roland, let's keep in mind this is the inaugural season for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks. Last year we saw Sacramento in their inaugural season win it all in this league, but this team, as they have continued to win, the pressure perhaps would build and get to some teams, but they have responded in a positive way as they've continued to get better and better throughout this season.
Massively important homestand for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks. Steve Tritchu said he would be happy with 6 points. He got 9. The Switchbacks are in dreamland right now.
Well, how about some of those highlights from tonight? And it starts, obviously, with a great play of Miguel Gonzalez. And Miguel, in the 11th minute, gets his 3rd goal in the last 2 matches.
Jordan Bird in beast mode down the right wing there, unable to shrug off the ball. Miguel Gonzalez takes a couple touches, drops his left shoulder, fades out to the right. So we have a wonderful look here from the camera crew. Past the goalkeeper, a slight deflection off the leg of a Real Monarchs defender. 1-0 Colorado Springs Switchbacks.
Well, some 19 minutes later, number 21 there, Shin Harada. Well, he gets into the scoring act for the 2nd straight match, and good to see the veteran. He's led by example, and tonight leading with what turned out to be the game winner.
As we see the crowd there celebrating Miguel Gonzalez's opening goal, they've become very accustomed around at Sand Creek Stadium to celebrating goals by Miguel Gonzalez. As we see the punch out by Samir Bader commanding his box. He did excellent tonight. Samir Bader will be very unlucky or very sad to give away the penalty kick, but he played very well. Had no chance on the corner kick as we see Shintaro Harada's goal. Fantastic strike with his left foot from Shintaro Harada, the veteran. Wonderful strike, 2-0 Colorado Springs Switchbacks. Nothing the goalkeeper could do on that one.
And
beautiful play from Shintaro Harada.
And again, Shintaro Harada now the 7th Switchback with at least 2 or more goals this season. They've got the offense clicking and the mascot fired up here at Sand Creek Stadium. So the fans in full force here tonight. And, of course, late in the second half, we thought it was going to be a shutout going into the half, but boy, in extra time, Real Monarchs, they continue to put the pressure on. Nearly had a goal there. Samir Bader gets some help from Josh Phillips. And then the wall and a no call that looked to be an apparent handball.
Shintaro Harada stuck up his hands there. I didn't have the guts to ask him about it in the post-match interview. Ball coming across here. Shintaro Harada, the second man on the wall. He snaps up his hands, almost catches that ball. As we can see, the Real Monarchs players upset that they didn't get the call.
So they kept knocking on the door, and finally we get a foul. Ronnie Argueta called for the push of the box, and a corner kick here, and that's headed out of there. You can see that was the play. The foul was called on a Max Rohofer. This is stealing.
Second time he had to take this penalty kick after the referee called it back for encroachment. Buries it, posted stamp penalty, upper 90. Samir Bader, strong dive, no chance.
So 2-1 at the half at that point. Luke Bercolotti, they buckle down. Great tackle there. And then some near opportunities there. The Switchbacks unable to put a goal in the second half. But, boy, something we wanted to see, Roland, their ability to close. They had a couple of lapses earlier this season, but they obviously learned from that tonight. They sealed the deal, picking up their 9th point in this homestand.
The Switchbacks played well. They were matched by their counterparts from Sandy, Utah, who came into this game as it went on. Samir Bader had a couple of saves. Miguel Gonzalez, as we see the shot there, played very well. Came off, got about 5 minutes off to rest his legs before he heads up to Denver to play the Rapids next week. As we see Ronnie Argueta taking a hard shot straight off the face. But the Colorado Springs Switchbacks, you know, with Ronnie Argueta, that was indicative of their defense. Last man up, everybody throwing their ball on the line. We saw a great block by a number of players as we see Ronnie Argueta making another tackle. Josh Phillips was magnificent tonight. The Switchbacks were impressive defensively and offensively.
Well, going into U.S. Open Cup play, key match Tuesday night up at Dick's Sporting Goods Park. You're not going to find a team more confident than the Switchbacks going up to Denver on Tuesday.
You're right, Josh. The Switchbacks are going to be going to Dick's Sporting Goods full of fire, full of passion, full of energy, and looking to give the MLS Colorado Rapids a real run for their money.
We'll see if they can pull it off, but right now, this is a red-hot Switchback team. They win again for the 7th time this season at 21 points. They stay in the top 6 here in the Western Conference. I'd like to thank our crew in the truck behind the camera for a fine job tonight. For Roland Vargas, I'm Josh Howe saying good night from Sand Creek Stadium, where the Switchbacks knock off Real Monarchs 2-1.